Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games.
Bob, our new intro has ray tracing.
Ooh, cool.
KZ Excellent.
I'm optimistic about things.
And Mr. Feel.
Technically, this is episode Hachiyak.
Here on Gigaboots.
Dan's going to talk about something, so don't get confused.
My Asus Republic of Gamers gamer mouse is glitching 30XX, so I can't play it while it's plugged in.
Man, you really made a good purchasing decision with that mouse.
That mouse has caused nothing but problems.
Yeah, I'm about to just buy that 8 kilohertz polling rate mouse because its input latency is even better, and it doesn't have a joystick strapped on the side for no goddamn reason.
You're going to become the Joker.
I'm going to become the broker.
I'm going to become a cruel devil.
Stop, please.
You might still be able to just ship it back to them. Be like, Amazon, give me my money back. I know it's been a month, but I don't care. Give me my money back.
You know what? I'll look into that. I'll look into that as we carry into the other segments. But it's remarkable. I need to express, because simply making the game fuck up and not work, that's its own thing, right? No, this goes a step beyond. It maps itself as 4 different input methods, all of which just say Asus ROG Chakram. And it just, the game won't accept half of the directional buttons. It will accept down and right, but it will not read up and left on a keyboard, a controller, and even the godforsaken mouse itself. Now I'm like, this is insane. I'll post about this in the bug channel in the Discord. Then 2 people immediately post the same invisible wall within 2 minutes of each other, back to back in the order of posts in there. And I go, yeah, this isn't going to get seen here. People are bearing shit. Maybe I'll just message the developer of the game. I'm like, hey, buddy, this is causing a problem. I kind of wanted to show this game off on stream today, but my mouse is causing this insane issue. Is there any way, you could look into this? He's like, send me a log file. Okay. I'm looking this mouse up. Why would anyone want to play using a joystick on a mouse? And I'm like, fun fact, I don't. No one does. No human has ever asked for this. I don't know why they did it. So yeah, anyways, he might be writing a filter to just ignore this mouse as an input. So some person out there, in theory, might exist who wants to platform in 30XX using the mouse joystick, and they will just not be able to. And that's good. We should exile such mutants from our society.
Correct.
The only thing I can think of is it's like a disability thing, and you would use the joystick so you could use the buttons and then the joystick on the with your thumb at the same time.
Those exist, but the tension on this is so high that I'm not sure it would be suitable for people who have that problem. But maybe. It's definitely not marketed as a disability thing. And the tension is really high. If I brush my thumb against it, it doesn't move. You have to put force into it.
Oh yeah, that's
I figured disability is in someone who just literally doesn't have one hand.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
that's also what I was picturing. But again, if it's not suitable for that, then
yeah, I feel
I'm sure there's a better solution.
Yeah, I'm sure there are better solutions for people like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how. Because of the design of this ergonomically, I don't know how comfortable or good of an idea it would be to keep your thumb that tense in that direction for that long. Like a side scroller. That means you're pulling it towards you and holding it there and then whipping. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that seems like a mistake, no matter how you come at it. It's what are you doing?
I've seen really good devices that are going for that sort of thing, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of really neat stuff. Even that Microsoft, what do they call it?
The adaptive controller?
Yeah, the adaptive controller. Very interesting. Super cool.
That thing's dope. There are also 3D mice. Have you ever seen that? They're vertically oriented, so you hold them like joysticks almost. Those are pretty cool, too.
That stuff is neat.
Yeah, no, there are some really cool mice out there. This isn't it.
Yeah, I like that the idea with the vertical mouse is to reduce wrist problems.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the analog stick being there
would cause
Yes,
wrist problems.
so these are two different ends of the spectrum, is what we're saying.
Yes.
Give
Mouses,
yourself hypertension.
yes, mouses that are designed to help you, and mouses that are designed to harm you.
One will protect you, the other will try to kill you. Choose wisely.
I feel genuinely bad because I stuck with a mouse last year that was having a double click issue for months, editing all of this content with the mouse that double clicks and thus selects the entire video or the entire clip, and then hitting the S button and then accidentally cutting a part that was already cut. It was a nightmare, but I just tolerated it because I'm like, whatever, I can live like this. Like I treat it like I treated my desk in my car, where I was just like, I can bear this, so I should. And then I finally buy a new mouse, and it's this nightmare. And I'm like, what the... So, maybe the 30XX guy can fix it. Maybe he can't. Maybe I can return this mouse. Maybe I can't. Maybe I should just buy that 8 kilohertz mouse. Because...
you really should. As long as it doesn't have any weird gimmick that's like, oh, this will ruin it.
You know what? I'm going to look it up as soon as I hand this segment off to someone else, because I bet it does. I bet there's just it's a false floor. They put a nest of leaves over a punji pit. They're like 8 kilohertz. Ooh, and then I step onto it. I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, the left click is actually 2 separate buttons.
You have to hit both.
Yes.
Otherwise it won't work.
I'm starting to see the appeal.
This is how you prime the left click. You just take your thumb and you pull back this pin, okay?
And then you explode.
If you don't pull back the pin, it can't click. It's mechanically prevented. Holy shit.
This is to keep you from posting your hot takes on Twitter.
With my mouse?
Yes.
You can't click send. And no one knows how to hit tab.
No, it's impossible.
No show is like ours.
Yeah, we started theorizing nightmare mice in the opening 5 minutes, so that's pretty unique. Someone was like, Dan, I guarantee no one makes content quite like yours in response to analog gaming. I was like, I'm going to take this as a compliment. Not sure it was intended that way, but I'm going to do it. And then feels like, I don't know, there's this guy who posts waifus on CRTs, and I'm like, damn it, he is coming for our money.
He doesn't record it, though. He just has a still.
That's true.
It's coward.
And the white balance
It's not
isn't
even a good
set.
camera.
Yeah, fucking not a good camera.
But he has a lot of TVs. Like, he's got to be on that front.
That's true.
Yeah, he found a junkyard.
Dude just lived in a Goodwill for like 5 years and collected the oldest fucking TVs that came through.
God, I wish I had the space to do that. I don't even know what I'd do with them. I'd just walk around my TV room full of TVs.
Not ironically. Yeah, I agree. I wish I had that much space. Keep in mind, I have no space right now. It's like I live in a storage box, but having just a room full of shit that's neat, that would be dope. This is like, here's my room of vintage television. I come in here to sip. Sweetie, where are you going? I'm going to the sipping room, and I have a monster in my hand.
Every TV's got a different waifu from the early 90s or late 80s animes.
Oh my god.
This is good.
I do want to see Gunsmith Cats
Yes.
on a really old TV. That would be kind of neat. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, we need to get that Blu-ray release of Gunsmith Cast and put it on the CRT.
Put it on the CRT, yeah. It's funny. People hearing that probably having a stroke. I watched, what was it, the third Spider-Man movie back when it came out via
Really good
Blu-ray
movie.
because I borrowed it from a friend. I believe it was Xeon. Pretty sure it was Xeon, but I borrowed it from her. And I played it and watched it on CRT, and I was just upset that I could tell the difference between that and DVD. And I'm like, well, now that I know I can see that, what the hell else don't I know about videotech? Like, in my brain, and to most people, right, a DVD should be the maximal digital video quality you could get on a CRT, right? You wouldn't think
maximal.
I don't need an HD format for a CRT. That doesn't make sense. And yet there I was staring at it looking better. I was like, this pisses me off.
Seeing better shit's the worst, all right? You've done nothing but ruin and enrich my life.
At the same time, how's that LG OLED? I hear you get to enjoy that, and Pat couldn't order one because they sold out.
Oh.
Oh no. He's like, is this TV good? And I'm like, no shit, man. This is the best TV in the world. They might make a slightly better one later this year, but this is a great price for this. He's like, they fucking sold out.
That's what you get for being more successful than us.
I measure success in OLEDs, and in that way.
We could create a solar array out of our TV.
Yeah, more OLEDs than any other podcast network probably at all.
Ever. In the history, I'm pretty sure you could take all of GameSpot and combine them, and they don't have as many OLEDs.
It's very important, but you have ruined my life also, because now if there's anything that I'm going to watch that isn't just like ongoing show that I'll watch through streaming, I have to buy through physical media, like when I canceled my Netflix subscription, but we still do that Bleach podcast. I paid $50 to get a Blu-ray of Bleach episodes.
It's fucked up that even on an SD anime like Bleach, you can tell the difference.
Oh, I could tell immediately the difference between using the TV app for Netflix and using this disc.
Let me put it this way, everyone listening to this. If every streaming service looked as good as my 4K 60, 68 megabit videos on YouTube, then I would be fine. But they don't. My videos look better than most streaming platforms.
That's so sad.
It's so sad.
It's like when you get a TV of this quality, things that I feel like would look acceptable and fine on smaller displays, you can kind of see some of like the visual stuff where it holds up a little bit less. Like a game I played this week that we'll talk about.
Yes.
Like, this isn't terrible, but I'm noticing a couple of things that are weird that I don't think I would notice my TV wasn't this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I know one in particular I played this week was very apparent.
I don't know.
But yeah, when it comes to what I've been playing over the last week, it's either things I can't talk about or things I did on content. So, from that perspective, Bob, what did we even stream last Friday? It feels so long ago now because I had the big...
Ghoulies?
Oh yeah, it was Ghoulies.
I think it was Ghoulies.
Oh my god,
Oh,
it's only been 6 days since Ghoulies? It feels like an eternity!
Yes.
Seriously.
That's because we saw something that looked like a grab by the Ghoulies-esque at a Nintendo Direct.
I had the busiest fucking week of my life, so I cannot comprehend that it has been 6 days since that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Grabbed by the Ghoulies. It's a beat 'em up puzzle game. Somebody said, Dan, you said the most accurate description of this game ever when you said it is somehow a 6th gen console version of an Amiga game made in 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
yes.
you need to find the
Oh no.
You need to find the perfect corner of the room that has a completely innocuous looking thing to punch to make a power up come out of it to make the room possible to be at all.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. That's what I never call crap by the Ghoulies.
Yeah, people.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch a single second of your stream. The only thing I know about is that the theme song, because Bob linked it. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't go to the stream. I would have gone insane if I had to listen to 50 fucking minutes of this.
Yeah, that literally, what was it? It comes off as satire of Grant Kirkhope.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, this is a parody of what a Grant Kirkhope song would be.
Yeah, it's
My man was on cruise control making that song.
You're damn
Yes.
straight. You are damn straight.
Making the whole soundtrack on cruise control.
It's amazing. They didn't have time to design boss fights for most of the characters, so most of them are thrown away in cutscenes. The final boss fight is clearly you beat him, but we're setting up a second stage of the fight. You're gonna get outside, and obviously he'll fight. No, game ends. Like, what?
There's one scene where you play as a different character than normal.
Literally one, and what you do is just beat up some dogs. Wait, was it dogs? What was the animal?
Imps, maybe?
Bats? Imps?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it was imps. They were Jinjos, weren't they?
Yeah, they were
They were
Jinjos.
Minjos or whatever. Fuck.
Ligmas.
Ligmas?
It's so weird the
Who's
Jinjos
Steve
are a
Jobs?
main enemy.
Yeah, it's really weird that they just made evil Jinjos the enemy, the primary enemy type, and grabbed by the Ghoulies. Also, that game makes you use the right analog stick to punch things. So you push in the direction you want to punch and shoot stuff. It never works right.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's like the worst implementation of that system I've ever seen. where it's-
Ever.
Well, basically never hit what you want it to.
It's nuts. There's nothing in the room but this one enemy. You push the analog stick directly at the fucker, and your guy will shoot it straight some of the time. He'll just shoot it straight at the wall. And you're like, what are you doing? There's only one enemy in the room. What are you doing? I was trying to think of what the movement type reminded me so much of. Because when you get near an enemy, your character just looks at them and then moves, strafes, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, oh, it's the bouncer. I wish this controlled as well as the bouncer, and that isn't a sentence I ever thought I would say.
Yeah, no, the bouncer trounces this game on controllability. It's kind of crazy.
Also, being able to write a plot that goes anywhere and does anything and isn't super obvious up front, because holy shit.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone grabbed by the Ghoulies just runs up to the computer you're looking at and punches it through the screen.
Dude, I wish there was one moment in that game that good. That was
I
hilarious.
wish every game had something like that. I wish it was in that thing that I had to play for content.
I wish Kingdom Hearts had that. Like, Sora gets access to a computer and someone walks up and just punches it. Instead,
I don't know. There's that part where Donald Duck jumps on a keyboard and then they get shot into Tron World.
that's true. That does happen. And that's pretty good in its
Close.
own way.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't have any other I think it was important that someone played Grab by the Ghoulies, because I seriously know no one who did.
Yeah, I'm glad we did it. That game is nothing like I would ever have guessed.
That's the thing. And this is the thing I realized once I beat it, and I stored it in my heart, and I needed to say it right here, right now, and I tried to remember to say it, so thank you for saying that, Bob. No human could have intentionally designed Grab by the Ghoulies.
They accidentally made Grab by the Ghoulies.
It's 3 different layers of ideas that fell apart and compromises from there. Hear me out, KZ. This game is supposed to be non-linear when they start it. This game is supposed to be you can go anywhere in the house and figure out what to do. But they spent so long making the game, and they started shitting their pants that they made the whole thing so linear that only one door is ever open at all times, and it's the next room. And it just shuffles you from room to room to room the whole way.
That's kind of raw.
It's fucking insane. And yeah, so no human could have ever intentionally designed this game. It's just several layers of good intentions gone horrible.
It's even come out that Microsoft basically made them just ship it.
Fucking weird.
I know.
They've never done that for an Xbox game.
That's so unusual.
Yeah. So unusual. It's so incredible that keeps coming out. We keep hearing about how Microsoft's basically one of the worst publishers that exists, and somehow people still defend them.
That's the first one, right? Is Grab by the Ghoulies their first one that isn't the Conquer remake?
You're saying first Rare game for Xbox?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it also predates the Conquer remake by 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's literally the first thing they had them do.
Mm-hmm.
It was an old project they were already working on.
That was clearly inspired by Luigi's Mansion, but no one will admit to it.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, okay, yeah.
And
Wow.
And then they're like, okay, we bought you. Lay a golden egg. They're like, what?
Now I'm thinking about your predictions you had yesterday where you're like, yeah, they're just going to kill next level games by making them port Luigi's Mansion 3DS to
Now,
Switch.
I didn't say they would kill them. I said Nintendo would absolutely have them port Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2 to the Switch and charge $60.
I could finally play 2.
Feel free.
It's probably better than Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Yes.
Okay, well there you go.
Yes, it is. It has multiple boss fights. And I bet if they ported them to the Switch, they would run well. One of those
I do
boss
like when
fights
things
runs
run well.
terribly. One of those boss fights is Doom Eternal on Switch cutscene frame rate of 20.
Oh,
But yeah, that's Grabbed by the Ghoulies. No one wanted this.
I'm happy for you, or sorry that happened.
Yeah. I
I
can't.
didn't read this, but I'm sorry if this happened, or glad for you, regardless, depending on which is
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's what people say to us every time we hit a stream goal. Hey Bob, what have you been playing?
I played more of Ys 9.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting more
Alright.
into that. The pacing of it gets better as it goes. It stops being so
Yeah,
much
I knew it would.
like, oh my god, the first 2 or 3 chapters, there is so much. Let's sit down and talk about this for like 10 to 20 minutes at a time in the cutscene where they can't do anything but stare at each other. Like there can't be movement. This is a cutscene from the PS1.
So that really is the difference between that and Trails, where Trails will do that for 50 minutes.
Yeah, but it'll be funny because they're all talking about how much the main character fucks, and then a bucket of water will fall on his head, and everybody will laugh at him.
I'm glad
Look forward to the last 2 games in that series, Casey.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm really glad that Adol doesn't have that tone to him. Like there isn't that mystique of, oh yeah, he slept with everyone. He seems to just be dim-witted adventureman.
Yeah, they have a pretty good grasp on keeping like Adol like legendary and a little bit mysterious instead of he's a fucking loser who just fucks all the time. because they don't, that's not, I don't think that's actually what they're going for, but they do that thing where it's like you could pick who you date in the previous game, so we have to try and make all of them a little canonical. so it comes off as he just fucked everyone.
That's really weird.
It makes those last 2 games 2 points.
But yeah, and also each character's story has been, because each chapter seems to be about a new monstrum that you're getting on your team. In the first
And they're
one,
nuts.
yes, of course. The first one is this like Robin Hood-esque character who is stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. But then they find out, oh yeah, if I give to the poor, they need to work to get money. And it's a really weird tone to it. And then her overall solution is, well, instead of giving to them, I'll open a flower shop. It's like, how is that helping them? This is insane. And it all boils down to, yeah, this whole town in general is getting better, but these 3 guys are real jerks, and they're just relying on the money they get for free to go gamble.
Oh, okay, that's pretty based.
Look, it's still a Japanese game, okay?
Jesus Christ.
They're living off the handouts. Yeah, the first chapter after you get out of prison is really rough, and I'm glad that they are past that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
I want to play this, but I'm going to wait until the PC version is out in the hopes that as in the course of making the PC version, they will go, oh right, we can probably turn on the 4K on PS5.
That'd be great. It does, like, it's 1080p, so it doesn't look terrible, but it's definitely like, it could look a lot better. Like, it could look a lot cleaner.
Yeah, but the Cold Steel 3 and 4 both run at 4K, and those look clean.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm excited to go back to 8 because apparently that got the update to do with 4K, right? I think.
I think it launched at 4K. Like, it just didn't hold the frame rate because it was, PS4 Pro.
Right.
But yeah, it was like, well, it was a fucking Vita game. It'd be fucking embarrassing if this couldn't run at 4K on the PS4 Pro.
Now, the other thing that I played that was really bad about how it looked because of scaling is Project Triangle.
Oh, of course.
That's what I was talking about as
Okay.
well. Anytime they turn the camera in that game.
Which the camera's always doing this thing where it's like slowly panning back and forth. So you're just watching the pixels like deform in weird ways as it does this.
Yeah, because it's trying to do a spin that's very slow, but it's still 16-bit sprites because this is the tactics-based like Octopath developer thing. So you kind of just see the line, a plus-like symbol of them just warping to use the other angles they've used for the sprites.
Yeah,
because
like
the
a perfect grade.
Because the sprites are giant pixel art. So what you're getting, because the game isn't internally a high enough res and they want to retain the sharpness there, is an insane amount of aliasing artifacts from the scaling method. And it looks rough.
Yeah, it's like, why just lock down the camera, please. Then I won't just be looking at the seams move. I'll at least be able to absorb it.
It's just stop moving.
So that game, really cool stylistically. Please fix this somehow. Maybe a Switch Pro.
I mean, if it's anything like Octopath, it's coming to PC as well.
Yeah.
So that
like
fixes that manually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I might just wait for that.
I know how much you love gaming on your PC, and I love you gaming on your PC because I go, what the hell is that sound? Oh, he's running a video game.
Yes, my PC makes a very special noise.
His PC actually has coil whine so much louder than any fucking device I've ever heard.
God, I can't wait. This game isn't even coming out till next year. It's like I'm not waiting till 2023.
But
I'm good.
Yeah, it kind of shows you in the middle of it. Like, they said it was midway in the story and that they ramped up the difficulty a lot to try and, test people.
They definitely did.
Yeah.
That was super bad. They start you in chapter 6 and you get to do 6 and 7 because it gives you a good slice of like all the gameplay types in it.
Oh, well, I only played the first stage because it's like, that's enough for me.
Okay. I went through this almost 2 times.
Wow.
So, because the basic premise is it's a tactics-based game. At first, because I was reacting with you guys to the trailer, I was worried that it was like going to be like multiple stories, like Fire Emblem did recently with 3 houses.
Yeah, I was scared it was going to be like Octopath, and you'd actually have to choose those different things, and then none of the characters properly interact.
That's also why where I'm like, we have to adjust for 18 different perspectives, so we can't fill this with stuff. But no, it's a traditional like one set of characters that are the main focal point for it, and the story was pretty basic where they're like, oh man, the evil kingdom with the evil guys have come in and they're fucking over the good guy kingdom, and you have to do a battle where you're like escaping and everything, and you do that battle with tactics style gameplay. But they made a note of like how choices are going to matter in this, and I was like, I want to explore the choices in this demo so I can speak to them on the podcast.
Okay.
To follow up on Field playing BioWare games and see how they compare in terms of how your choices affected the game around it. So what they do is occasionally before battles, there's like a moment where you can hang out and run around an area and talk to people. And occasionally they'll have something floating over their head, and then they have a dialogue choice. And when you choose it, scales will like appear in the middle of the screen saying, this did a thing, but we will not tell you what it did.
Right.
Like there's three like routes of personality types, I guess, based on the choices, but they will not tell you which one each is. And what I learned is that first choice determines the next party member you get after that battle, where you finish the fight, and then a bunch of things appear on the map that you can access that are, here are reactions of other nations based on the events or towns or side stories. And the choice I made, which I don't remember, was just like an offhand comment about how do you react to us going into this fight, led to me getting a party member that was like a doctor girl who was dealing with the fact that she wanted to heal people, but it's like, no, your order is only allowed to heal these people because they're more important. Like, this person's going to die, but, we give priority to our people. So then you get a conversation where she's like, yeah, I heard you're cool. I just want to join you. And apparently, if I did not pick a choice earlier, my character's personality type would not mesh well to where that conversation wouldn't happen. So I thought that was interesting. But it isn't something super big. Then you get the main story choice coming up where you're escaping with which I guess is the prince of that kingdom, Roland, I think his name was. It was a pretty decent unit. And they're like, all right, the bad guys take over your kingdom. And that.
Yeah, he's a really good unit.
Like,
he can take his horse up ladders.
Oh my god, yeah, that was really good. They're like, you gotta surrender him to us. And they let you choose that. And the mechanic is, there's a debate about it, where some people in your party want to do that and think that that's a better idea than going through a tough fight, including him. He's like, yeah, just surrender me. That's a better idea. Oh, and then some are against that. We should protect him at all costs. We lost people as a result of this thing, and we were entrusted with this. So you end up going and traveling across the town, talking to learn more information about stuff you may not have known about the situation. Then you go into a meeting room, and you have to persuade every single person, where you can go up to them, and there are dialogue options you choose, and if you do it correctly, they will then go, oh, I'm probably leaning more toward you now. And then you do a vote, and then the vote's cast, and then that will happen. And depending on your choice there, you get an entirely different version of that chapter.
Well, that's cool.
And I expect, like, if you sell him out, it's like he goes back, and then they're like, okay, now that you're under our control, we're gonna make you make an official order for this place to get attacked. And then your main character group ends up going and meeting with one parts of the kingdom that has not submitted to the evil empire that's being set up. And they're like, well, we know that they're kind of good guys, but they surrendered Roland, so they're assholes, so we're just going to fight them. And it's like, you cannot negotiate with these guys now, and you're forced into your battle for that chapter. It's a really hard one, where it's a village that's placed on a hill with a bunch of like crops and stuff, and they're just like, we're not going to let this fall to the bad guys. We're going to burn everything down and make you burn alive with it. We can't trust you because you surrendered the prince.
So this chapter becomes you do a war crime. Got it.
Yeah. Yes. And then when you beat it, they're like, yeah, we won, but nothing good came from this. Like, we couldn't convince them to stop. That we tried to do what we thought was best, to the point where even the guy we sold out wanted this to happen. And then the next thing, they're like, yeah, they're just gonna behead the prince now. It's like, and they're like, I hope you enjoyed the demo. Let's see how the story progresses when this game comes out. And the other option, which is to keep him, leads to the fact where the bad guys just attack your fort, because they're like, okay, we'll just attack you now then. And then the group that you had to find the alternate thing, because they hated you for your choice, end up, saying, we need to go bring people over there to assist them. So it feels like there's decent diverging points in this demo for the story that I felt pretty satisfied with, where I'm getting wholly original content for picking different things.
Yeah, that's an important feature for something like that.
Yeah, like that felt really surprising. Like I was very, very prepared to come on here and say, yeah, it was bullshit.
They're trying a lot of neat things with the combat. Like there's a big element of pushing enemies. Like height differences matter for a lot of attacks. Like your main character has an attack that works better if you're higher elevation. High damage if you do more damage if you're above the enemy. If you attack from the back, it's always a crit. Yeah. And of course, if someone's in the front and you attack from the back, they will immediately follow up, and vice versa. So that's you can really just dab on some enemies. When I picked the spy character, and she will go behind him and do a backstab, and it's like, she's the spy class. She just has 2 turns. She can just do 2 actions. So I just have her backstab twice. Then the next person goes up. I hit from the front, and then she's hitting him in the back again. Yeah, and then they also do a lot of element stuff, which I didn't get to mess with much, because they only give you the casters take 2 turns to charge up their actual attack spells. But it seems like you can freeze stuff and then melt the ice, and that factors into the environment. Like there's actually a puddle there now, and then supposedly you could hit it with electricity or something like that, and it'll do extra damage.
Yeah, they've got a lot of really cool combat stuff in here, because the evil path, I guess, the more fucked up path was the whole thing of they're burning everything down. They're burning like the crops, because there's like, I guess it's like wheat or whatever. and they're just setting their arrows on fire and shooting it, and you have to travel all the way up the map to get to the boss. So their plan is to just burn you as you're going up slowly. And then if you picked the good style paths, your home's being attacked. They're like, here's our ancient defensive technology, which is you break these statues and it sets these buildings on fire.
Okay.
Yeah, I use them, but the game, like, I don't know if it changes the scene slightly, but they're like, do you really want to burn everyone's homes just so you can get a win? And I'm like, I don't know if the scene's slightly different if you don't do it, because it's definitely a lot harder. They specifically give you more units that you have that are a pain in the ass, where it would be a lot easier if you could burn these buildings, because a bunch of them are like on top. Overall, I'm just really satisfied with it. Having played through all of Octopath, this seems like a massive step up in terms of pretty much everything. I think the main character, like your main protagonist, voice actor, is kind of bad.
I also don't like his design as much as most other characters in the game.
Yeah, like his performance is shockingly like worse than everyone else in this, which is weird.
Oh yeah, he does have like, it almost seems like he doesn't know what the script is, the direction is.
And I looked into it because they give you like the credits later, and the person has like very few credits to it, so they're clearly like new to VA, and it definitely shows. So I'm hoping maybe some stuff gets re-recorded, though I'm not expecting too much for that. That's the one aspect of this I don't expect to change, because it's like Octopath. They're doing surveys that I imagine will improve things.
I mean, the game's not out for 2 years or something, so I think that might re-record some of this.
Yeah, it's coming out next year, is what they were targeting. So with these types of things, I expect, because I played the Octopath demo, is that they're not going to change the script or the story at all, but they'll update the gameplay, like the quality of life stuff. That stuff will change and become a better game, because I remember the Octopath demo was kind of bad in a lot of spots.
There were a lot of weird menu issues, which is also like, there's a lot of weird menu issues with how the battle work. It could be a lot smoother and more eloquent. So I hope they fix all that.
Yeah, they also need to add accessibility for text. I don't have a problem with it, but even I looked and I went, if you play this on a portable, you're screwed. It's another one of those games where this text is fine for me on a giant television, but I don't know how you read this on something small at all.
But yeah, it's cool to see something else going for that Final Fantasy Tactics style, like harder, or like more realistic tactics game, you know, because right now we have Disgaea still going. That's its own insane level. Like, it goes in a completely different direction. Yeah, but we really didn't have something to fill it in this niche for quite a while, I don't think.
Yeah, it has your magic and stuff, but it's still fairly grounded. It's trying to do. I just really like the whole, you're going through this game's story, because there's a decent amount of it, and every major thing that happens, there's like 2 or 3 sub events that are happening around the map that you can just optionally click, and it's people going, yeah, so apparently that's going on. And then they just discuss how they're going to react, or maybe get involved with this thing. And I just found that really, really interesting. Where some of them are like 40 seconds long, but I feel like it like gave a nice flavor to things, so I could, know how these characters are thinking as we build up to the next like big fight or event.
Is that enough talking about Triangle Exodus or whatever it is?
Triangle Strategy, which might be their worst name yet.
Project Triangle Strategy.
Oh, sorry. I was saying the name they're going to give it once it's released.
Yeah, I want them to just cut out all the nonsense. Call this game Triangle. Go for it. I want to go to GameStop and be like, I like to pre-order Triangle.
It's really fucked up, because they could have just called the Triangle Tactics, and that would actually kind of work a bit better. And then they're like, no, we need to make people laugh.
Once again, this was the game that had the debut trailer with people were fighting over shit and piss, so it became known as the shit piss war.
God.
That fucking trailer had me howling in that fucking reaction thing. I'm like, what the hell?
I'm glad that the story isn't as stupid as that implied.
Yeah, it's like incredibly basic terminology, and then you go and it's like, oh, this is fairly competent. It also felt like I was playing a fucking Trails game when you finish the first fight and this person's like, it's time for me to show my true power, and then they start glowing, and I'm like, oh, fuck you. I can't get away.
No, you can't. He's also like known as the Dawn Spear, and he makes that very well known.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, did you play anything else, Bob?
Yes.
Okay.
I also played the Guilty Gear Strive beta, which I think the other two have played as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I also played.
I played on local multiplayer.
Oh, yeah, we played a bit of that.
That means you played it.
Yeah.
It works.
I didn't test the netcode, though. So how's the netcode, guys?
And that felt
Good.
really good.
It feels like local.
Great. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't think it ever happened.
Literally everyone's like, it's perfect. Someone had to tell me the person I played was from Australia, but it felt like local.
Between this and Mortal Kombat 11, I'm never going to buy a game that doesn't have rollback netcode ever.
Oh man, he's rollback pilled.
If SNK comes out with like, here's our really cool looking breakdown of KOF 15 mechanics on delay, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm going to shed a single tear as I unblinkingly fire the gun into your chest, SNK.
The SNK better figure this out.
It's going to be that Wesley Snipes picture.
I am so excited that it's like ArcSys just put this in all of them. You nailed it. The amount of content creators that have been banging the drum for rollback forever, that people are like, dude, this rollback's rare. And they're like, yeah, we told you. All they had to do was just fucking put it in the fucking game.
It's okay.
No, you just design the game from the ground up. We can't possibly go back and rework it now. That just doesn't make sense.
It's okay, guys. It's not like GGPO's been on an open MIT license for over a decade now.
Yeah, I think Maximilian's like, yeah, welcome to the mid 2000s, everybody.
If it wasn't for the world had to basically end for Arc System Works to go, yeah, I guess we should use rollback.
It's crazy. It's like before this, the only things that rollback were Skullgirls and then a bunch of bad games. I guess Mortal Kombat's are.
And that pony game I hear is good, but
Yes.
I don't actually know, so.
Killer Instinct's fine.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
Killer
that's
Instinct-
true. Yeah, Killer Instinct's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I understand. It's not bad. It's just real weird.
It's a very unique
Yeah.
take.
Yes.
It's an acquired taste given that whole the cash out system that game has going.
People are like, hey, check this out. I really love Killer Instinct. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I would never drink pickle juice, but it's cool that you do, I guess.
Don't call Killer Instinct the pickle juice of fighting games, please.
It fucking comes off as that. That system is insane.
Yeah.
Why they're like, what if you cash out your combo, you got to do an ender. Also, we think combo breakers are too good, so we've made counter breakers that you press if you think you're about to be combo broken.
Look, all I'm saying is the designers of that game maybe were taking the nectar from Haze.
Yes.
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 Come on, Spock.
So efficient. Oh man, we didn't fucking talk about Haze. Whatever, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Fucking whatever. Watch the video.
So about Guilty Gear.
Yes.
There sure is a lot of cool fucking shit in that game that looks really good.
The art is insane.
The art's fantastic.
It is bananas.
One of the best looking video games ever crafted by humans. I assume there's somewhere out there a quantum computer making prettier games, but we don't know yet. We need to.
They don't have cool dad rock for the vocal tracks for every character, so I don't care.
Yeah, that one song that is just ripping off the vocals of "Come Together" by the Beatles gave me a stroke. But every song's pretty good aside from that one.
That one's still good in its own way.
Yes, because
Yeah.
you're not puking blood the whole time listening to it.
Yeah. After you pointed
I'm a
out, I was
big-
like, oh, wow, okay. That's kind of funny.
Bob's like, this is hilarious as my corpse is on the ground next to it.
I'm very happy for Daisuke's bravery of not changing the fucking combo numbers. It's like, no, this will fill half the screen after 8 hits.
That shit distracts me. I really hate it.
I think it's funny and I enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny because it's like it fills up half the screen, but when the combo's done, it blows up 20% bigger.
I think it's hilarious, but I understand that people will have problems being distracted by it. Honestly, I had more problems. There's this one dark stage, like where the ground is really dark, and I played a decent bit of rounds as Giovanna, and her pants are dark, so I was like, I can't see half my character.
Oh yeah, and half her moves are using her legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if this game actually supports HDR or if your PS5 is applying an auto HDR.
Probably that. I doubt this game supports HDR just because, Japan.
Yeah.
They're crazy like that of not understanding and not being able to do it.
HDR's fucking complicated. It's so much easier to fuck that up than to do it right. Good lord. I had to fucking study how HDR makes any sense over and over again to fucking remotely understand. Like, what?
I can't imagine their games with HDR. I can't imagine them looking better.
Yeah, these games look insane. It's gorgeous. Like, I cannot fathom a point in time where I will go, this game looks bad. Like, I think this will just age like a wine for the rest of time.
Yeah.
Also, the loading is so good.
Yeah, we did local, so we were able to hit rematch and it was instant.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah. That and even just loading through training mode, I'm like, this bird's barely here.
Yeah, I kind of wish the bird wasn't there, so I skip it, because I feel like it's done loading. It's just to finish showing me the bird animation.
Yeah, they wanted to show you some of the bird animation because the PS4 people have to watch a lot more of the bird animation, I assume.
Right, probably.
Yeah.
Because I know
they
Rambaloo.
They blame the beast.
I was talking to Dan about how every round starts with the same dialogue, and it's kind of like if the Soul Calibur guy had the same thing to say every time.
But see, you say that like it's a bad thing, but Jim Ratgazer would have been less frustrated if every level started with the same bit of lore, because it started with enough lore per level where he's like, I'm missing out on some larger story here. And I'm like, no, not really. And he's like, God damn it.
I'm losing it also because at the start of matches, there's a paragraph of text at the bottom that I've never been able to read.
Oh, I enjoy reading a little bit of that each time.
That is the Guilty Gear experience there.
Yeah, this is going to be my first one of these.
Yeah, I really enjoy how sharp this game looks because you can, on PS5 at least, because you can really read the text on fucking Kai Kisk's fucking gauntlet thing. His weird hand pad has an inscribing on it. I'm like, ooh.
Or Soul's fucking belt that just says free on it.
Yes. But see, you could make that out before. This is a whole fucking sentence on this man's hand.
Yeah, you just see it during victory screens, and it's in tiny, like, size 12 font.
Yeah, and it's just like, the only way to succeed is with hope. And I'm just like, okay, Soul Calibur. I told Bob, I was like, I think it might say a different sentence each time because they're that unhinged. I need to win again as Kai Kisk to know.
They need to have a different one for every color scheme. That's what I say.
They might. I didn't check.
What's the color scheme where it says live, laugh, love?
That should be the default.
Fucking wine mom ass.
Yeah, that's Kai's thing.
They're psychotic over there. One, the only thing that looks bad in this is your combo counter thing because it gets really big and the asset clearly wasn't that big in the game. So it just looks blurry.
It's great. It's great. I don't know what you're talking about.
I like the counter text.
Oh yeah, I counter, and it's just the whole fucking screen.
See, it's really good because we opened a round once where I just hit Bob with like a sword just right across the fucking head. He barely animated at all. It was frames into this match and it just starts with counter. I'm like, this is a good fighting game.
Yeah, I do enjoy that. When you knock someone through the wall so they end up flying to another part of the stage and it goes positive on the top left and your health bar covers it, but there's a whole paragraph there that goes, your relentless assault has increased your chances of victory.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing this, you know? I'm probably going to pick it up. I can understand people being frustrated, but I was always more of a Blaze Blue guy, so I don't really hold Guilty Gear in some sort of holy, sanctity.
The main thing that's bugging me with the overall Guilty Gears right now is the air dashes. It feels like they're so slow compared to usual.
They definitely
feels
are
weird.
Yeah, and that's the main thing that makes me feel like, But I'm still enjoying it because I found characters where you don't worry that much about the air dashes, like Nagoro Yuki, who's just like, I'm the big, strong, huge character. Oh, right, I can teleport.
I'm slow as shit in a Samurai Showdown character.
He's fucking cool as hell.
I'm
is
gonna
what he
hit
is.
you and take half your health.
Yes.
I did a 3-hit combo on Bob. It took half his health bar. I was like, oh, I get it. This guy's good.
Sometimes my sword slashes are the entire screen.
Yes. His blood rage mode and then his ultimate attack, I've won many rounds with that because people don't expect it to hit the whole screen.
Yeah, no, that's unreasonable.
It's a little unhinged.
What a great character.
We need to play that after this.
I need to figure out Ramlethal.
Yeah, Ramlethal I liked in previous games. I like messed with her a little bit before this came out, and I really liked, and I think her design's cool, so I want to figure her out too.
Yeah.
Here's what I figured out with her: never use the move that shoots the sword ever.
Yes.
Yeah. that
Not ever. They made it wrong.
Yeah, the move that shoots the sword is like a cool mechanic in the previous games where the sword sits out and you can have it attack from that position it's at. In this one, it's just literally a detriment.
Yeah, it's just gone now. Like, if you had some kind of move where you could recall it instantly, it will.
Which you have in the previous game.
It would be improved. Yeah, what you had in the previous game.
But yeah, some other characters seem like they can air dash way faster. Like Milia Rage, she still has a quick air dash. Chip Zanuf doesn't. Which drove me crazy.
Why would the ninja...
He doesn't need it, isn't he the ninja?
Yeah, why would the ninja need a fast air dash, Bob?
They also took away his teleport, so I'm like, it's really hard for me to get into Chip. They redesigned his shirt, and now he looks lame. And they did that to him. It's like, come on. But his damage seems higher, so maybe I'll keep using him.
Yeah, I like the insane dude who just has a heartless.
Oh yeah, Zato.
And looks like a male stripper.
Zato's pretty fucking old. He precedes Heartless by years, doesn't he?
Pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure he's in the original Guilty Gear.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah,
okay.
I think he's in Guilty Gear 1. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of blew me away in the fact that I'm like, how hard was it to animate all of this? Because there's so much with that. The dark thingy.
I was fighting against Faust, and I noticed that he has a syringe hanging over his crotch, just like the guy in Bleach had a sword hanging over his crotch.
No!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! You're right. So it's telling me I cannot download this without having the Guilty Gear Strive tracker.
Maybe it's not until 9 o'clock, because that's when it went up for last night for the
superhumans.
For the superhumans who bought the game and already threw $85 at it.
85?
Yeah, okay, 60 normally. But I was like, well, I got the season pass. I'm going to buy that. I might as well get the $5 off of it.
They didn't trick me into getting the $100 one. I got the 85 one.
What's a Guilty Gear season pass? 2 characters?
I think
One?
I think it's supposed to be 5.
Oh, wow, that's generous.
Yeah. It's 5 with... They're also adding more story mode stuff, and I think another stage.
I wonder if it'll be an actual story mode or another. It's a movie.
The way they described it, it seems like it's just a movie.
Yeah, that seems a lot more their thing. You know what I wish?
What's that?
I wish they didn't take the name Guilty Gear 2 already.
That'd be nice.
It would have been nice if this one could have been called 2, because the gameplay shift is enough.
Right. Well, the gameplay shift was way bigger for 2. Shut the fuck
it transitioned from something someone would want to play into something else.
Something no one would ever want to play.
I'm gonna order that for giving games a chance. One moment.
My brain falls out whenever I look at the logo.
Okay.
Whenever I look at the logo of this game, my brain falls out. I'm like, oh yeah, it's 4.
Yep.
Because the IV is,
Yeah.
is
what?
lit up.
Wait, did
in
you not
Strive.
know?
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Content.
I
Yeah, if
swear
you
I
look at-
did this last year. I thought it was
If you
5 because of the V, but I didn't see the I.
No, look at the word strive.
I'm still like see it now.
Every other letter has marks on it from being whittled
Yeah,
away,
the
except
IV
for
is
IV.
untouched.
It's untouched. It's indestructible.
Great.
I'm glad you
When are
were
they
able
gonna-
to learn something very important.
Do you think the season pass will have Izuna, one of the worst looking characters I've ever seen? in
No,
it?
I don't think they will ever talk about Izuna again.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a Guilty Gear 2 character no one wants to see.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, Guilty Gear 2 characters
they
don't
made
exist.
Sin a main character.
Look,
They did.
we know, and they clearly took that back.
you see,
We're all
I don't
suffering for that,
understand
yes.
any Guilty Gear character. Is Izuna the Ingrid of Guilty Gear?
No, Izuna's just has a shitty design, and he's from the game nobody played.
Yeah,
It's a bad Muso type
it's just
thing.
it's just a shitty action game. It's not real. It's not Guilty Gear. Don't even fucking worry about it.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Anytime I hear about the lore or what a character in Guilty Gear is, I start stroking out.
I need to show an Exard sometime just to play or just to watch that story mode. So I have a couple months to do that.
But real quick, KZ, didn't you play Blaze Blue?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same level of cocaine.
Basically.
Yeah, I know, but
Blaze
but
Blue
then
doesn't
feels
have
like-
the main antagonist named That Man for 20
Yes.
years.
Yeah, when I saw things listed as That Man, I'm like, hold up. Is there actually a Guilty Gear character named That Man? It feels like, yeah, it's a cat boy.
No, he's the main antagonist of the franchise who was wearing a cloak and a hood for 20 years, and when he took it off, he was a cat boy who's like, "Oh, I age backwards because I want to become the ultimate life form."
You just have to understand that they watched Excel Saga and figured that was the best form of storytelling known to man.
I mean,
Okay,
yes.
I'm like, this is the part where Dan agrees.
It could have been worse. He could have been named That Yarrow.
But when's that man over here and that man over there going to show up?
Those are his other skins.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm really excited for the next character that gets shown off. Angimoto is exciting to have back. I'll be happy to play as him in a game finally, because I kind of skipped out on him in the earlier games.
Yeah, I want the last character to be Bridget so people can get confused.
It's been too long. We do need Bridget back.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that aren't in yet. I do wonder who it'll be.
I want to see Testament, but I'd love to see them do Bridget, but a little bit older, and then they make him look insanely masculine.
I just want Slayer because Slayer's who I like to play.
I'm worried that Nagori Yuki took Slayer's spot, but maybe
Yeah, I
not.
saw people saying that like they're related.
Well, they're both vampires.
Yeah, they're both vampires.
word.
He has the same Victor loss animation where he's just lounging around.
Where he's like,
Yeah,
lady.
some of the lines with characters apparently imply that he's like an apprentice of some sort or something.
Yeah, but when he instant kills somebody, it's not gonna like put him punching a galaxy as he recites haiku and then you're dead.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's Slayer's instant kill. He like punches you and it cuts to like a JPEG of him doing like a sky punch over a JPEG of like a galaxy, and then he recites haiku and it goes destroyed. And
So
you're dead.
this doesn't seem
They're so smart.
this doesn't seem to have instant kills. I wonder if that's just in the final game. They don't want to, spoil them in this.
Yeah,
I could see
that-
that.
I'm not sure.
That seems
Yeah.
likely. I don't see why you'd remove them because it's not like they were ever viable in
Yeah,
Look, it's the
except
ultimate.
a flex.
Yeah, exactly. It's the ultimate flex. Who doesn't want that?
right. And it doesn't.
I know,
seem
but I mean, like, well, they don't really have to try and make them viable for anything but a flex. They just make a cool animation.
But yeah, let's talk about how Elfelt Valentine needs to be in the fucking season pass because that's the funniest fucking character that's ever been in Guilty Gear.
We do need her back with an English voice again, because oh my god, hearing her go on that whole tirade is amazing.
Yeah, no, her victory animations are the best. Where it's the same
only
animation and she just says different lengths of paragraphs.
Yes.
Oh God. The only thing I know about this character is that anytime people mention her, it's like, oh God, I hope she's not the last character.
Oh, I
God.
hope she's the first. I don't fucking.
Guilty Gear fans hate fun and joy.
Yeah, no, she's fucking hilarious, KZ.
Yeah, she's great. I've only played like a few matches online. I played like 5 matches against Leo. I already want him out of the game.
Oh, I was thinking of banning him since Slayer isn't in.
Yeah, they can completely rework how Elfelt's fucking entire moveset works. Just fucking put her in the game.
I don't know. I don't care what you have to do.
I don't
to make
care.
it happen.
Doctor, I don't care. Just make sure she lives. Oh man. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited for this game based on what I played. I know it is incredibly controversial and that people are not jazzed, but whatever. I'm enjoying it. So I understand people being upset when the core of a game is shifted heavily.
Oh yeah.
I definitely had enough games I liked do that. But yeah, no,
I'm just glad they fixed the UI so the fucking burst thing below your health bar doesn't move as you take damage.
Yeah, the original UI was a little unhinged.
Yeah.
where it's just moving across the screen with your health, and I'm like, this is insane.
You put in extra work to make this worse for me.
It looks really cool though, right?
Thank you.
No.
So yeah, after they do this, they just need to do another Blaze Blue. I don't fucking care. And no one can say anything that will make me stop thinking that. So
I feel like it makes sense to do Blaze Blue after this. Like that's.
I wonder what they'll do, because I feel like Blaze Blue 4 through 8 is going to be that Dark War game.
That'll be a weird alternate dimension to this other game. That'll be a real one.
Where the creator's like, yeah, I wrote 4 times as much as I've written for any other Blaze Blue game just for this. I'm like, oh, you wrote 8 books.
yes. But
maybe we'll get a cross tag battle like game that's good.
No.
It looks nice.
No, sorry.
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't even pretend.
Maybe 5 years from now.
Maybe
We'll get someone from SNK.
Man, at this point, like, screw it. Do a crossover with SNK. Make that look immaculate.
Yeah, because, man, the SNK stuff doesn't look anywhere near this. Nothing does, but still.
Right. I'd love to see Capcom or SNK characters in this style, so it'd be really cool to see a crossover with either of them.
God, it would be incredible to see Ryu in the style.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Oof.
Man, it's the sort of thing that makes you go, Capcom, you have your shit together, but you don't have your shit this together. Like, your fighting division just is not going to fire on this cylinder any time soon. Because, man, Jesus. I think the only thing I visually do not like about this game is that sometimes in the intro animation or victory animations, the camera will match the frame rate of the character animating as it swoops around the environment. And other times it'll swoop around at 60 frames per second while the character's still animated at a lower frame rate. It just is different depending on which character's intro it is and whose victory animation it is. So that's jarring. They should pick one and stick with it. And I'm of the opinion you should go with 60, but some people may disagree. Did you play anything else, Bob?
The only other thing I played is something I know KZ at least played. I played Bowser's Fury.
Oh yeah, you talk about it for a bit because I imagine you didn't finish it.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I don't want to it spoiled, and I don't want to spoil it for Dan either.
Yeah.
God, it really sucks that this was like the busiest week in Gigaboot's history.
Because I loved that shit.
Yeah, no, that's really neat. I'm glad.
I 100%ed it.
I intend to.
Dude, and I got so excited because when you finish, they tell you how many of those cat shines you have to collect, and it's like 100. And I'm like, yes.
But yeah, this whole thing just like one really big area to explore that's covered. Like, it starts out covered in black ink, kind of like in Sunshine, and you're slowly like eradicating the ink and opening up new areas to the level. And you don't jump into paintings or anything; you just walk up to them, and they're the new section. And then you have the power-up system that's like the power-ups in 3D World, where you get it and you just have it for good until you get hit. So it's really an interesting take on the whole way it can feel. I wish it felt more like Odyssey. Like, I shoot that in again to be like, okay, how does this feel compared to it? And Odyssey still feels a lot more like fast and better to control. But yeah,
this is literally 3D World in the Odyssey perspective, where it's like, yeah, this is how these power-ups work. This is that run where it gets a little bit faster once you've start running a little bit.
Right, but you have the full omnidirectional movement instead of 8 direction, so it feels more like appropriate. But
Yes.
but it definitely feels a little bit clunkier because it's designed for that other style of game with the way the running works.
I think this is
Yeah.
really fascinating because, as you know, KZ was saying and what other people are saying, it does like a long boot when you load into Bowser's Fury from.
Yes, it is a very long
So
load.
it's
This is pushing the Switch to its limits.
it's clear that it's like a pretty different code base.
Mhm.
Just based on that alone, it's clearly booting up into a Bowser's Fury mode, which is very interesting that it is this weird hybrid, this weird, like you would think if you were to start from anything, you would start from the Odyssey feel,
Yeah.
but it's clear that they're hewing maybe a little bit closer to 3D World. I'm super looking forward to this.
Yeah, they just kind of wanted, since it's a part of 3D World, they're like, it's gonna play similar to that, where it's like the power-ups are in the bank down there, and they're all the ones you remember from that game you just played, potentially.
Man, wouldn't it be cool if they could do this for like some sort of Metroid Prime port? And they're just like, here's some extra Metroid Prime stuff that's really polished and new
Yeah.
and amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It really feels like this could have been released as its own standalone game.
Yes.
So it's strange.
Yeah.
What they've decided.
It's
Make the only one of these ports of an old game that offers value
Yeah.
to you. That's insane.
it offers so much value because it's like it took me 3.5 hours to clear it, and then 100%ing it added like another 4.5.
Jeez.
Just because it can take a little bit longer because the whole gimmick is over time. Bowser appears to fuck your day up, and there are blocks around that have his logo on them, and you can break those to get things. Like there are going to be cat shines under them.
You need to
So you're
like
like,
trick him
oh.
to shoot the blocks or something. Or,
If you just stand in place, he'll eventually just shoot a beam.
Mm.
So what you tend to get into a flow of, you're just going through, you're taking out objectives and stuff, you're picking stuff up, but then it starts to rain and you're like, okay, he's coming. I remember there was a thing over here, I'm gonna run over there. And
Good thing Mario didn't
pop
take the
that
drug
open.
so he can't see the rain.
God damn.
Watch the Haze video, everyone. It's real enlightenment.
people are just casually listening, going, what the fuck are you talking about?
I told Bob in the
God.
middle of that Haze video, it would be incredible to have the same story told, but the nectar is like bath salts. It's just a bunch of guys packed into a helicopter with guns, losing their goddamn mind.
Yeah, that's really good. I love this so much. I had the same vibe I had after Astro's Playroom, where I'm like, so the negative here is that there's not more. Like, I would like more of this game to play.
Yeah, I hope that
'Cause it's just
at some point they do
so
like
good.
an expanded out version that controls more like Odyssey and has more content. Like this seems like the ideal next Mario game.
Yeah, just the fact that it's kind of like this open world-esque thing, and traveling to things is pretty easy because you got some transportation in that, and all the challenges were just really fun. And as I mentioned, without spoiling it, it has one of if not my favorite final boss of a Mario game. I'm just like, they did a good job on this. I wasn't expecting that. There's even a couple of fun extra things if you 100% that.
Cool.
Which I'm not used to them doing that. I'm used to it being, here's a PNG, and it's like, oh, they put a little bit of something here for people who get everything.
We finally unlocked Daisy mode.
Oh,
He said people, not deviants.
Hey,
I'm right here. It's okay. It's just a joke. Not all Daisy fans are deviants.
no, yes, they are.
I don't know. I think the energy she brought in Strikers was incredible.
yes, it was.
But
yeah, that's everything I've played.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to digging more into that mode and getting farther in Ys 9.
oh, okay. The Ys 9 was like a plot twist at the end of that sentence.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about Bowser's Fury. Hey KZ, what you been playing?
You heard it.
Okay,
Next.
Mr. Feel, what you been playing?
Okay, let's rush through these. Genshin Impact got a new update. I'm mostly not going to talk about it, but they added a tower defense mini game that's insane.
Oh, I think
They also made it wrong.
Oh no.
It's not terrible, but like you can't place towers wherever you want because the game would be too easy if you could do that. Also, you upgrade towers outside of the forever. You upgrade them permanently through all the times you play it through a currency you get from playing it. So you don't get like the feedback loop a tower defense game would normally give you where you're upgrading your towers over the course of the game. It's just like, just grind it. It's structured for you to grind.
Great.
Also, it's not like you're looking at a tower defense game. It's a map and you're physically in the map. It's like Astral Chain. You're physically in the map and have to build these towers, and you can attack and stuff, but you cannot deal damage to the enemies. You cannot hurt them. However, you can stun them from hitting them, so your towers have more time to get to them, and you can use their elemental powers. So if you have the main character set to Geo, you can just put the rock in front of them, and they have to walk around it.
It's kind of sounds like Monsters, Pixel Junk Monsters, because you walk around in that and can build stuff. But yeah, I guess you don't attack in that though.
Yeah, and you also don't have a joyous dance, I'm guessing, in this game.
Not that I know of.
See,
no.
There you go. Nothing similar.
It's fine. It's fine as like a thing you can do for a little bit during this event. It's too late if you haven't been doing it by the time you hear this. But if you log in 7 times over the next 9 days, you get like a free 10 pull.
Yeah, I saw that. I need to log in one more time.
They give you a free 10. They give you a free, like, 10 crystals to do the thing. I also played Nioh 2. It looks real good at 120 frames per second.
God, does it ever? Holy shit.
It also I mostly played it last year before I got the OLED, so I'm guessing a combination of 120 frames per second and the OLED just makes it feel a lot easier. Like, it's, man, I'm avoiding all this shit.
I mean,
what's going on?
I mean, when your input latency has been reduced by having a quality TV and then further reduced by it being 120, because the input latency
possibly further reduced by the DualSense having less input latency.
Yeah.
Than DualShock.
Yeah, I think the analysis out there shows it has about 3 milliseconds less latency on PC even, depending on what you do. We don't know what it is on PS5. If only some brave people would do some sort of button 2-pixel analysis. But so far, no one has.
No.
But yeah, the input latency on these LG OLEDs, the latest one, at 120 hertz is literally lower than a CRT. So that's why it feels unreal. And I'm like, yeah, fuck ray tracing. This should be the future.
I wanted to play something different because before I just played like Swordman, which is what I did in Nioh 1, but I'm like, oh, I'll do something different this time. I was gonna be like a ninja with the chain weapon like KZ. And I'm like, no, I want to do something different than KZ. So I picked the Odachi and I'm doing magic.
Ooh. Yeah, magic
which
is pretty
means
cool.
which means I get to constantly because you get all your magic back at every checkpoint. So I'm like, why should my sword ever not be crackling with energy?
That was even my chains at the end of the game, is like put bless on that because you're just only fighting yokai by the end, and it just rips through their stamina.
I killed, thanks to KZ informing me that there is a hidden statue that drains the poison from a boss arena that I had missed on the previous playthrough.
Yeah, where you have to break like 3 statues. And there's one that's in the back of the map. You would never go that direction.
Down a tunnel.
It's a little evil.
Which made me go from like 40 tries the first time to like 2. That felt a lot better. Yeah, Nioh 2 is still really good. It's even better at 120 frames per second. Sometimes sometimes you still walk through a door and a guy standing right to the left of the door stabs you in the spine and you die instantly and I turn into a raisin. That still happens sometimes. Or I'll dodge an yokai's really big attack and they will immediately start their break me with the red energy thing. And I'll be like, oh, I don't have time. I guess I'll just die. Which doesn't feel good. Hopefully by the time they make Nioh 3, we will be far enough away from Dark Souls for it to be less like Dark Souls.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful for the next game not being Nioh, because they've already said that. So yeah, that won't be Dark Souls, and that'll be nice.
I also played Ion Fury. It came out a couple years ago. It is a boomer shooter made on the build engine like Duke Nukem 3D and Blood.
Yeah. But it's like the magnum opus of that engine.
It's the magnum opus of the build engine. It's insane.
They're just blasting it out on all cylinders. I believe the Digital Foundry video where they were talking about it was like, yeah, this game pushes the build engine so hard, and because of the way that's built, it is hard to port this to any console, let alone the Switch. So we had to redesign some things about how that engine works. It's like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? And then I saw it, I was like, oh, this is
it's crazy. It's 4K 60 on PS4 and Xbox One. I hope that they patch in 120 frame per second mode now that
the new consoles are out. Yeah,
now that the new consoles are out, because that'd feel really good. Playing on a console might not be ideal because it doesn't give you a weapon wheel. You have to just shuffle through them one at a time with a trigger. Yeah, not a trigger, but the L1.
I was surprised when you said you were buying that on there. I feel like I'd have to play that on PC just because of what it is.
Bob's like, and I don't use a mouse because I'm a man. I aim with the keyboard, page up and down.
That's how I lived when I played Dark Forces 1. Yes, it was a nightmare. I didn't know that mouse control was a thing.
with my setup, it's basically unfeasible for me to play a game on the OLED from the PC and use mouse and keyboard. So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna have, like, I don't have a place to put the mouse and keyboard. Like to play. I'm looking at my monitor right now. To look at my OLED, I turn 90 degrees to the left.
Ooh,
yeah, and I'm now looking at the OLED.
Oh yeah, that's my same situation here.
Me too.
So I don't have anywhere to put it, but I'm like, I want to play a 4K.
Highly relevant, highly relevant, I suppose. Apparently, production on 48-inch OLEDs is going up by 5-fold this year. From what industry
I'm not going to get a 48-inch OLED to use as a monitor.
Hey, some people have done that, and all the more power to them. But I'm just saying, apparently the price should go down a lot because of that. Because the higher the production, the cheaper it is to make. So that's cool.
They need to get those down to, like, I don't know, 40 or 32 inches.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I don't want 48-inch monitor. Yeah. Admittedly, this desk could handle that easily, and that's kind of fucked up.
And the last thing is I played more Dragon Age Inquisition.
Sorry.
Oh, cool. Great. Awesome. You having fun?
The game's really buggy. I'm now running into more bugs. I'm running into more bugs, like when I get off my horse and it shoots me off a cliff. Like I just zoom off of cliffs for some reason, sliding along the ground, standing normally.
Game of the year.
They backloaded all the good content. Like the first 25 hours of that game was kind of bad, and then it's like, do this quest where you get to where you go to a fancy ball and get to blackmail people and do funny dialogue and like role play, like in the role playing game you bought, and not go around big MMO areas and do quests from notes. I'm like, wow, why is this 30 hours into the game?
I wonder if that's why people I've met have positive impressions after finishing it. It's like, oh yeah, eventually there's good stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. I should be able to go into the ending pretty fast because I finally ground out enough power. I just have to do some character quests because this game has character quests, for your companions. You get your approval up enough with them and you can do a quest for them. If you don't do it for this one specific character, they just become a violent sociopath.
Oh, okay. That's reasonable, right?
You have a character that's been there from the first game named Leliana, and she was like a spy who killed people, but her character was always like, oh, it's a shame I have to stab people in the throat. And then in this game, like you do her quest where it ends with her pinning her friend to the wall with a knife because she betrayed her. And you can tell her to kill her or tell her to spare her. If you tell her to spare her and you hadn't babysitted her enough in the game, she doesn't listen. She just cuts their throat. And if that happens, she's now insane. And every time you talk to her, she will have a sneering scowl and talk about how violence is necessary for the greater good. And then you have to, I think I have to make her the Pope. I think that's how the story goes. Because the start of this game, that the Pope gets blown up like by the Marvel laser.
Is this the BioWare version of women be shopping?
No.
What? The Pope getting blown up by a Marvel laser? That, by the way, this is unrelated to the Pope being blown up by the Marvel laser in Dragon Age 2. It's a different Pope and a different Marvel
Are you
laser.
fucking serious? Shut the. Oh, come on.
No, it's different. This Marvel laser, when you press start on new game on the title screen, a building in the background blows up with the Marvel laser. That's the first thing that happens in the game.
I hate that you played these.
Don't worry, I'll be done soon.
He's lucky they didn't make any portable Dragon Age games like for the PSP or Vita.
You're right. God, I'm just. This is.
Yeah, but there's a lot more stuff that I wanted to do happening in the latter half, which it's like, what? And I know what happened. EA looked at everybody saying Dragon Age 2 is bad, looked at all the people saying they made 2 areas and nothing is done. It's like, well, nothing will still be done because this game was cranked out in 18 months. But you're going to make every area ever made.
You should have been brave and played the PS3 version.
Yes.
Yes.
And I've never
Ignored.
yeah, I'm not even gonna
Just keep your head down and keep moving.
We just have to acknowledge that you dead dropped us.
I have no guarantee. Like I haven't been able to find any evidence, but apparently at some point, this is just what I've been told. I don't know for sure. Apparently at some point,
Okay.
BioWare was making another MMO called Rift,
That sounds familiar.
and that got canceled, and the areas got put into this game, which is why it has bad MMO areas.
I mean, that's
This is like
believable.
It's the dumb version of Blizzard's Titan thing.
Yes.
And I can believe it because that's what happened with Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it was originally supposed to be an MMO. But yeah, I can't like that seems unlikely to me because the areas feel like Dragon Age-esque. There isn't any weird things in them that are wildly different.
Maybe it was set in the Dragon Age universe.
I guess that's possible. I guess that's possible. But yeah, hopefully by the next big thing to mention, I will have finished it and the DLC set after the game. Again, I like right now my take is yeah, Dragon Age isn't a very good series, but it's pretty funny. I guess I could recommend if you play them on easy and go through all the combat as fast as humanly possible, I guess I can recommend them.
Ignoring the existence of 2, I would agree that the Dragon Age games are kind of funny and maybe worth going.
2 is hilarious though. It's terrible, but it has the Marvel laser killing the Pope. It has the edgy elf.
We already have
when
one of those in Inquisition.
when you give him a book, he gets offended because he thinks you're taunting him because he can't read because he was a slave.
Wow.
It has choices which transparently affect nothing.
Ooh.
It has its moments. Plus, you hit the button. You play a rogue, and you hit the button to make every single one of your hits a critical hit, and you just become a blender.
So I was watching Feel Stream, and it came up in chat that is in fact a PS4 generation game, and I had a stroke because it really looks 7th gen. It
was cross-gen.
It was
cross-gen.
Yeah. It cross-gen really did a number on games at the beginning of the PS4.
It didn't even lock 30 on PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Like, I think Digital Foundry was like, yeah, it dips down to like 27 sometimes.
It was
How?
It was kind of dire how huge the divide was visually between Sony first party and every third party game for the first year and a half or two there, where it was just like, man, Infamous looks nuts. And then you look at Game of the Year Dragon Age Inquisition, you go, oh man, fucking what?
Yeah, it looks pretty bad. I'm glad that I'm using the right settings to make everyone's hair look like shit. Because if you crank them up to high, it apparently starts to look almost normal. Well,
Almost.
that's not true strength.
Almost normal. See,
That's not true strength at all.
see, Bob. There's your consolation.
Right.
He will make the hair look bad.
Yeah, I'm playing on what was basically PS4 settings when it came out, except it runs at a much higher frame rate.
Yeah, which thank God.
Yeah, that's my review of the direct. Maybe the DLC set after that sets up 4 will annoy me so much I'll take this back. But right now it's like, yeah, that series is like a 6 overall. A funny 6, a really funny 6. But
I
it's a
do
6.
like funny sixes.
I agree. I think a 6 is about as bad as a game can get, where it stops being funny and just starts being upsetting.
Yes.
Anyway, you know who in Dragon Age Inquisition you play as the new sheriff in town.
Okay.
I hate
You know who else is the new sheriff
I
in
have
town?
no fucking idea. Please tell
Your
me.
bad segue.
My bad segue to the Podlord.
Oh my god! Wowie zowie!
Holy
Wowie
moly.
zowie! It's the Podlord.
Podlord.
Sweet sassy molassie. It's the Podlord.
Holy shit!
I feel like Bob should now be handling this segment, but I will at least fulfill my duties this week by talking about Danny Richardson, Lee Broyles, Terrible Lizard Mess, Corey Brown, Red Blaze 27. To every other Patreon I'm subscribed to, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's the worst.
No, it's the best. Suzu Shiro, Emperor Zero. The longer the icon of Shibi Weeby remains, the stronger she becomes. Oh, whoa. The hit new reverse harem anime, Uta no Gex-sama, featuring Gary Bishiusi from the Busey May Smile series.
Oh my god.
Oh,
There's
no.
a lot going on here.
Debut demo my ass. This thing is multiple chapters long. What the hell, Project Triangle Strategy?
Does anyone know what the show was with the Gex faces edited?
Yeah,
to?
Uta no Prince Sama,
Okay.
which is
like,
an
I need to
anime
know
based
the
on an
original
Otoma
look.
game, I think.
Gary Busey, but he's a placeholder because my work demands my blood again.
No.
Oh no.
God, well, even when he's upset, he looks like he's melting.
101 Shades of Wonderful. WTF, Spider-Man. Mr. I like spam.
So do
W. DFW3K. Me, when I turn this into an ad to recoup my stock losses.
Nice.
It's weird how we got this Podlord. Their name is just Pepsi. Pepsi by Pepsi.
Ah, yes, the only gift cards the video games family will ever need. Cheesecake.
Hell yeah.
No, I prefer Bennigan.
I've actually never been to Cheesecake Factory. Maybe I should fix
It's all right.
Santi Kunai. Kristen C. No! We said we wanted Gex in Smash Bros. Ultimate, not Rex!
Well,
So close.
Luckily, neither is in.
That's not true. He's in for the final Smash.
And a taunt.
And Tonberries. Discuss a hypothetical of giving Conker's Bad Fur Day to 20 intelligent people. Wondering what that would do. Please laugh. It's a scene from Conker, Bob.
Oh my god.
Oh.
God, it's so bad.
Please laugh.
For a second, I was like, "Is this Zero Time Dilemma?
No.
Like, is the Tonberry Delta?"
I like that scene is so deadpan, unfunny as shit that you can reference it and everyone will go, "What the hell?"
Yeah, right?
Devil Summoner Raido Kusa Noha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition!
Yeah, we might be getting an update from that in the direct. Huh?
I don't know.
Adam hopes we all survive the Gexiting this weekend. Kyle Bjork.
I expected the Kyle Gex.
Wow, you're just
So
broken.
bad.
You're
Yeah,
just broken, man. On one hand, a main Sonic game made by Inti Creates. On the other, a classic Mega Man game made by Dimps. Which do you choose?
Mega Man by Dimps.
Yeah, Mega Man game by Dimps. They did one on the Wonder Swan. It seemed pretty neat.
Yeah, I would also pick that.
Yeah, that's at least a interesting vector that could be okay.
Also, the main Sonic game by Inti Creates will just go so edgy that Sega will pump the brakes and the story will not commit enough to their stupidity. Apple Gothic, the unironic stand for all bird kind. Zilter. Splatoon 3 will ask if you have Windows 98, but only in France.
And if it does, they nuke your country.
Zasterder's pod lordship is ending till they can get a new job. Till then, Giga Boys. Good luck.
Good luck.
Have good luck.
Bye. Hasta blah.
There was
Hasta Poblano.
yes, Asta Poblano. That's my favorite recipe that Adam Ragusa made. I don't think
Put it in a bowl, put
See-
it in your fridge for a month.
See, this is how you know this is a joke. He would never eat a poblano. Moving on.
They're basically bell pepper level of spicy. What
Bob, he doesn't want
I
a
don't know.
cheddar.
That's a little too hot.
He doesn't want a
The chicken
cheddar
nuggets
that's
are
too
much.
sharp. It might be too much. Anyways, moving on. This Podlord's image was great last week. Please look it up. Cross Angelo.
Yes, it was very good.
So good.
I wish I had time to play Destruction All Stars.
I didn't get time to play enough, and also I was so fucking tired by the time I did it. I was like, man, my brain's not even working. Just driving into the wall, yelling at them. I'm like, stupid cars, driving the lines. Blig da blue, schlig dis boo. Greg Goss. Cyberpunk is out, but where was the update? It happened. Buyer's remorse. I didn't read that incorrectly. Just to be clear, right now, verbatim.
Mistakes were made, apparently.
Daniel, by consuming the Red Eyes baby dragon, I have absorbed its dark powers. I am changing, Daniel.
Oh no, that is the card called Metamorphosis.
Yeah, that's a disturbing
Yeah.
piece of art right there. I think Magic the Gathering isn't as disturbing in its art as that.
Yeah.
My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card is the one where they, through localization, changed the name of a card featuring a woman choking to death as That Wacky Magic.
Don't talk about that wacky magic.
Thank you, Pod the Lords. Lamu. Tito Dick, the Calero family lieutenant, Dolly Clan.
No.
That just looks like a postal character.
You know, honestly, Nutcheck has a very postal energy.
Yeah.
It really does.
If a Miiverse RPG from 2016 costs $50 on the Switch, how much for a Miiverse remake of Gauntlet Legends?
$70.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. New Adol costume for Ys 9 Monster Con.
Yeah!
God.
Get him!
Get him.
Make it happen, Falcom.
Sorry to the dub voice actors.
Oh, yeah. Fucking condolences.
Why is everyone acting so worried? I was just excited about the trends. Oh no.
Well done, Daniel. Here's $50 and Duke Z Nuxelent.
Yes.
I'm optimistic about things.
Raw.
With the announcement of the new Mario Golf, I hope everyone is enjoying Bowser's Fury.
Yes!
Oh.
Tom Clancy's Pro Skater.
As long as it's not racist.
Uh-oh.
Ubisoft's making it, so you know it will be.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be like do this line to drop the tear gas onto the protesters.
I gotta go.
Bam really wants that to happen.
I gotta go.
Indigo Sykes. Swag Marth. And Devil Summoner Miwako Sawatari versus Digital Devil Saga taking a peek at Amaguchi-kun edition. God, thank you very much to our Podlords.
Thank you, Podlords. I'll pet it.
Thank you, Podlord.
Thank you, Podlord.
I'm gonna need a better version of this art, personally. Send it to me on Discord. Print it out and frame it.
And if you'd and if you'd like to become a Podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get many benefits, such as extended armchair dev pitches, where we actually show off our ideas, Cursed Content Club commentary tracks, where you can watch bad movies with us, Cursed Content by Committee, a user-voted cursed content show, which also has a commentary track with it. That's free with it. I mean, free for $5. And early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime reviewed podcasts covering the full spectrum of anime, Dragon Ball and Bleach. That's patreon.com/gbpodcasts.
Breaking news, KZ. You'll be glad to know. They got the series in stock at Best Buy. You could get it right now. That's right, the Xbox Series S.
Oh, finally.
I know how much you've been waiting.
I'm gonna have to wait for next month when I get paid.
I love Xbox Series S, 512 gigabytes, all digital consoles, parentheses, and tell me this isn't the most positive way you can wrap this. Parentheses, disc-free gaming. I'm like, oh, thank you.
I was so upset that I had to deal with discs all these years.
It's fucking, I'm free.
Hey, I'm excited. I mean, they're adding so many innovative features that they said were good that they weren't there, like boost mode.
Hey, you stole my news. So Xbox Series X and S is getting a boost mode.
Allegedly.
That thing they said they wouldn't do.
No boost mode.
So the weird part is they literally call it FPS Boost. And I'm like, you can't fire the guy who runs your Twitter. Just do that and we can all move on from here.
Yep.
Just fire that person.
Hire KZ like we discussed.
Yeah.
Give him a Zorofab budget and we're all good.
God.
Yep.
But yeah,
Big Chungus.
the FPS Boost is basically that thing they talked about before and showed off on Fallout. Fallout isn't one of the games
What?
at launch. Nope.
What?
Nope.
How'd that happen?
I don't know.
Was that fake?
I don't know. It's probably just they didn't put it through enough testing, but they have 5 different games. Digital Foundry tested them out. Here's the interesting thing. So FPS Boost, all of the games they showed were Xbox One games. It doubles the frame rate. So for Super Lucky's Tale, it goes from 60 frames per second on the One X to 120 on the Series S and X.
Huh.
So that's really cool to get to play a platformer at 120 frames per second. And man, I really want to do that sometime.
I think I saw a clip where it's like the One S ran this
At 30.
at 30.
Yeah. The One S couldn't run it at 60. It ran it at 30 because, last gen consoles weren't too great at running things at 60.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes games like Watch Dogs 2, runs it at 60 instead of 30.
And it's not some weird interpolating thing.
No.
It's like real.
No, it is real. They are doing it at the direct 3D layer. So the game doesn't know. But here's an interesting thing about that. I don't think this will reduce input lag because of that.
Right. It was. I
It's
knew
not-
it'd be something like that.
It's not running the entire frames code 60 times per second. It's still running at 30, but they're able to render out the graphics of 2 frames. So it's a lot like using SLI graphics cards to double your frame rate. But yeah, it makes these games look a lot smoother. There will still be bits of like these things are animating at 30 or whatever that you could expect, anytime you make a game that was designed for 30 run at 60,
Right.
But this is a pretty cool tech. I think it's neat. I think it's tragic that it's called FPS Boost because now there's a boost mode when they had that infamous tweet where they thought that was a bragging point, which was already stupid, and now it's even dumber, a thing that shouldn't have been possible. But yeah, that's cool as hell. Check out the Digital Foundry video on it. They got some analysis.
Ooh.
Bob, I didn't hear about this news, so we're jumping to your news.
Oh yeah, we heard about this a few months ago that CyberConnect 2 was making a game based on the Demon Slayer anime.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Hinokami Kaputan. They show off gameplay. It just looks like a Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm game. Identical.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
that makes sense.
But with all the Demon Slayer characters. So that's cool. I like that franchise, and I'm glad it's getting put into a new series of anime that's also hype right now.
Yeah, I also like the Ultimate Ninja Storm franchise. I'm glad we're getting that crossover.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably going to have a lot of money since I think that movie was the highest grossing Japanese film ever.
Yeah, Aniplex apparently just funding this thing fully, so
Whoa.
that's exciting.
Jesus.
Since it came out during bad times, they're like, this is the best performing movie in the world.
Yeah. I'm excited.
On top of the fact that anime is so big, it they do like the volume sales for various manga series, and One Piece does really well. Has always been the top. But Demon Slayer was the entire like top 20.
Yeah,
like a different volume
killed.
in each slot.
I remember when
Like it outsold One Piece by 2.5 times or some shit.
Yeah, first time like in 20 years. Luckily, and now it's over, so he's king again, I guess. But
right. I remember when that first started happening, like around when the anime ended, that the manga sales started going up like crazy, and the Viz posted about it somewhere, like they were doing an interview, and they were saying that, oh yeah, I guess this is what happens. I figured that it would be something where it would happen as the series is going on, not when they get to the end of it. Because apparently they didn't expect, the anime ends. Now the manga sales quadruple. Somehow they haven't caught on to that yet of, no, people are thirsty.
Yeah, that's how that works.
God, that fucking movie made $400 million.
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah, I know.
And that's basically only released in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was looking at the gameplay of this though, and it didn't seem to have the thing that the Storm games have, which is press a button and you just teleport and you just turn to a log.
Yeah, that wouldn't make
like
they don't do that in that game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they at the very least didn't have an equivalent for that where it's just an easy get out of dodge, but that looks really good. I hope its story mode is on par with the Storm games in terms of showing cool stuff.
yeah, hopefully, because there's lots of cool stuff that happens in that show.
Yeah. And they usually the games do a good job of like matching the cool stuff from the show and then just going insane and maybe adding one or two more set pieces on top of it.
Right. Yeah, hopefully the single player is good. All we've seen so far is like the multiplayer like brawls. So they might even do something different with the single player and do like, I know the Storm games had, big boss fights and stuff. So hopefully we see something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they even when they went a lot more limited with Ninja Storm 4, where it's like it's just PNGs for the story cutscenes now instead of like full cutscenes. The gameplay stuff went wacky. Where it's like you're like in this endless runner where everything's blowing up and you're riding a fucking frog. Now you're gonna do a kaiju fight.
We're gonna do KZ stories aside from the direct and the other big news, and then we'll jump to Feel, and then we'll come back for the direct because the direct is huge.
Yeah.
Also, I
yeah,
should have gotten this back at the Microsoft segment, but it tricked me because it's actually a Google story. KZ?
Okay. Phil Harrison, that's like VP over there at Stadia, said that Bethesda getting bought by Microsoft scared them so bad that they just killed off all their studios.
I desperately clawed at the news looking for more of an explanation, and there isn't one. What the fuck does this mean?
It was really funny, too, because 2 weeks ago, they sent out an email to everyone on staff saying, you did a great job, and they already knew they were going to cut them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hearing, the way I saw the news story was literally paired with, well, they were shutting it down because of this. Also, this man fired them while not telling them at all, and a lot of them learned from the Kotaku article that they were fired.
Yes.
It was like,
Yeah, because they had just
Wow.
received an email being praised, and a few days later, they're like, everything's gone.
Yeah.
That was all bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. Just to break this down for people, this is why you don't take shit corporations say at a face value.
they will always lie to you and their own
And
employees.
their own employees. That's the fucked up part.
Yes.
Especially fucking American Silicon Valley companies. But anyways, there's no world where any knowledge of the game industry would make this statement make sense. This makes no sense.
This is insane.
You can't fund to develop and build up your own studios because somebody bought a publisher? What? In what world does that make any fucking sense? Are you more or less capable of, like, talk about scapegoating, you fucking coward. Like, fuck you.
Watch
How
the
does that
deal
make-
somehow not go through.
Exactly. Exactly. How fucking stupid.
The world's dumbest filler arc of all time.
Yes, that is Stadia.
Yeah.
Stadia is the Garlic Jr. arc of video games.
Yes, its power level is
That's being cool
overstated.
to Garlic Jr.
I mean, that's true. There are
Garlic
aspects of,
Jr. had 4 minions in that arc.
and they were pretty neat.
This is Naruto before leading up the Shippuden filler arc of
Yeah, the
we don't know.
120 episodes.
Yeah, the 120 episodes where they have no idea what they're doing.
Looking forward to that podcast.
I am as well.
This next news is interesting, I think, KZ.
Oh, yeah. So, Playtonic was celebrating their anniversary. I forget how many years. I think it might have been like 5 or 6 at this point. Some.
Yeah, that sounds about
But
right.
they announced they're launching a publishing label, Playtonic Friends,
Mhm.
where they bring in other developers and they do some publishing stuff. They also said they have their own top secret new title in the works that they're going to reveal soon.
And people are like, "Is it Banjo?"
And they're like, we'd rather not, to be honest with you. We'd rather not get eaten again, to be honest with you. But yeah, they just picked up a couple, 2 or 3, looks like, indie developers. Awe Interactive, Fabras, and Okie Dokie Go.
See, those
they
names
do
are so
smaller
bad. I honestly, part of me went, "Is KZ making this part up?"
He didn't write it in the news, so maybe.
Maybe he's just ad-libbing sounds.
I panicked and had to go back to a website to figure out which ones these were. Yeah, they're smaller games that I've never heard of. So
Great. Well, that's
good,
cool.
good for them. I'm happy for them. Or sorry that happened.
I always like it when a indie studio does really well and forms a publishing arm, because there's no way they can be anywhere near as cruel as most publishers.
Yeah, it's cool to see like this in Yacht Club.
Yes.
Yeah, because I saw the video announcement. It's just a part of it was just them shit posting over Zoom, and Grant Kirkhope's like, "You're not shutting down again, are you?" It's not over, is it?
Yes, that was actually a very like wholesome announcement Zoom call. If Microsoft could match that in any level for their Zoom call,
No,
Bob.
they can't do that. They aren't allowed to be Zoom. They're a massive corporation.
If Microsoft could match the charm of the grab by the Ghoulies title screen, that would be appreciated.
yes,
Oh.
Microsoft.
Brr, brr.
There it is. That's the loop. Now listen to that for 3 hours.
Xbox Game Pass. Bah, bah. Xbox Game Pass. That's what's gonna play as Phil enters the stage, the digital arena for E E3 2021.
thank you, Grant Kirkhope.
This next news is really hype. I gave up hope on this a long time ago, Casey.
So did I. Over in Taiwan, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles has been rated. This is for PS4, Switch, and PC. Please look forward to iconic characters like Furlock Sholmes.
I think they're going to explicitly use Herlock Sholmes because that's what
Yes!
that's what the Arsène Lupin novels used when they asked what's his fucking name? The author
Arthur
of
Conan
Sherlock
Doyle.
Holmes, Dan.
Arthur
Yeah, they
Conan
asked him.
Doyle.
He was like, no. No, so we just want, we'll call him Herlock Sholmes. You can't do nothing.
Actually, it's Conan Arthur Doyle, wasn't it? One moment.
Yeah. I'm excited for this. You know, it was
Oh no, I said it.
yet another set of games that just didn't make it over here, like the sequel to the Miles Edgeworth game,
Capcom.
where the first one didn't do hot enough.
Capcom, give me Blasphemous 4. Do it, Capcom.
What? You want that weird Lost Planet game that we turned in Mega Man Legends 3 into?
throw that in the
Okay,
trash.
here you go. Here's
Come on, let's go, Devil Kings 2.
Sorry, Bob, it's not happening. Only the Ace Attorney games get brought over, and that's because it's cheaper to do.
I know. Actually, I don't know.
Is
It's not going to
is it cheaper to do?
I
That
figure
can't-
implementing the script changes is easier than implementing a ton of assets for a 3D action game. That's what I'm hedging on here, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
I feel like all the text would be a hell of a localization cost, though.
I mean, Basra is a Musou style game, so God knows they should never shut the fuck up.
They don't, but I don't think that adds up to as much as an Ace Attorney game. I don't think.
What's the how long to beat on an Ace Attorney game? I'm gonna be honest.
Pretty long.
I bought the trilogy when they released it on the PS4. I bought it on sale, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play this sometime." And still haven't, but maybe this year because I bought it last year, so it's still good. Yeah. Fair game. I'm glad they brought this over. I was when I looked into it, my brain spiders got upset that not all of it was available in English.
They finally finished like an English patch for one of them. Like fans have been working on that, so I've seen people occasionally post screenshots of it, but I'm glad it's properly happening.
Yes, that's always good. We're gonna hop over to Feel News.
Okie dokie.
How's the new news feel?
Miriam is being added to Blasphemous, that 2D sprite Dark Souls game.
Yeah,
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I don't
weird.
fucking know.
They keep doing this weird crossover stuff.
Also, that the same update will give Blasphemous a boss rush mode and 8-bit demake mode. You don't get to play as Miriam, apparently. Apparently, you're like, she's like, I got stuck in Blasphemous world. Do this stuff to help me get home.
Yeah.
She's like, help! I don't know why I'm here.
It's very weird that Bloodstained specifically is getting these like mobile game-esque collaborations of games that are 3 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume this is 505's fault. That's all I got.
Oh yeah,
That's all I
that
got.
has to be it.
They're like now presenting the crossover between peanut butter and pickles, and I'm like, why are you like?
I'm
this?
excited to get the Blasphemous hat in Bloodstain eventually, though. That's not announced, but I
God.
want to see it.
God, that crossover was so sad. One room and a tiny pixel art crown.
Yeah.
How pitiful.
Oh, is that all that was?
That's all that was.
Yeah, I remember.
I just imagine
remember
Igarashi's like, we're not fucking making anything for that. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I have all these other stretch goals to finish. Did you see the other insane thing, by the way? The other insane crossover? I'm of course talking about For Honor getting Shovel Knight.
What?
You're making that up, right?
They put that out today. I'll post
What?
a picture here.
That looks like an edit.
No, that's real. It's a full costume setup that I believe they called the Rodent Regalia.
Why?
He also has like a I don't know. I don't know.
The chest piece just makes me think of like Halloween costumes from the 70s and 80s where it's like, yeah, you're Superman, little boy, but he's like has a big plastic mask of Superman's face and a smock with Superman on it, like a picture of Superman, which is what those used to be.
Man, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw it and I'm like, this is the shit. No, it's not. It's not a shit post. They just
Yeah, I read someone referencing this on a Discord earlier today, and I'm like, they're fucking with me.
For Honor keeps getting this weird level of crossovers.
Watch, we're fast approaching that's now the new like insane game that they're like, yeah, 300 million people play this. And we're like, no,
that can't be right.
They're gonna get a Get Spot and Guilty Gear.
None of them talk about it. What do you mean 300 million people play it?
And they're like, China, and we're like, China cares about For Honor, and they're like, yeah. You gonna check us on that bluff?
I think the last time I checked, it was like 3 million at some point last year,
That's fucking insane.
which doesn't seem like enough for this.
I don't know. This is a very basic costume set.
Shovel Knight people are like, that's funny as shit. Sure.
Right? Like that has to be the case.
We still won't play For Honor, but it's neat.
We'll use the shovel to chop that dude's head off.
We fucking did Samurai Showdown. We did Shovel Knight. Coming up next, we're adding, weirdly enough, a character from Rise of the Triad to For Honor.
It is messed up
hey.
that this shovel or this axe is not a shovel.
That's true.
It is really messed up.
Dan,
What's up?
if they put going down the fast way into For Honor, I will play it immediately.
That would be good.
In other news, the next-gen version of Marvel's Avengers comes out March 18th, also includes Operation Hawkeye Future Imperfect, which sounds like the 7th-gen game that character design came from.
I like how even in the art for this, the Hulk is shrugging.
Yeah, I looked at the trailer, the little video thing they did for this. It looks more substantial than the Hawkeye #1 content they put out that had the female Hawkeye in it, like story-wise, where it's like he's in a ruined future where the Hulk is old.
It's insane that they're trying to push the next gen version and they still just have Hawkeye.
Well, they haven't put it out yet. They got to do that, and then they have to make an exclusive Sony Spider-Man story.
That's
Oh God, it's that version. Okay, that version of the Hulk is it was from a Hulk storyline where where the Hulk went to a bad future where he was evil. He's a supervillain who ruled the world called the Maestro.
yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, it seems like that's what's up.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Hawkeye supposed to do to the Maestro? The Maestro has all these fucking drones and giant dogs with teeth made of adamantium that can bite through the Hulk's neck. And Hawkeye's like, oh, I have a katana and an arrow with the boxing glove on it. He better watch out. Fuck you, Hawkeye.
I mean, there is a segment of the trailer where Hulk is holding Hawkeye, and Hawkeye just goes to slam his fist down while holding an arrow into Hulk's arm, and then Hulk lets go of him. And I'm like, well, that's polite of Hulk to do that, but I don't think...
That's great. I do like each time they're like, here's the comics that this came from, and then I get to hear Phil's true knowledge of this is fucking bullshit.
I'm looking at this fucking image like, because part of the thing is that the Hulk, the Maestro, had a museum to all the heroes he killed, which is why Captain America's shield is probably in that image next to the destroyed tank. And there's this really cool part where Hulk shoves the shield into the Maestro so hard he cuts him in half, because it's the only thing that can hurt another Hulk. and they put Hawkeye.
Yeah, this is so bad. Why?
I don't...
You know, his gameplay seemed fine. I was worried he'd fully be bow guy, but they make him a hybrid because I think the girl one's mostly range, but this is like sword combos mixed in with some other bow stuff, and I'm like, that's neat. Please get past Hawkeye, please.
I mostly had a stroke because they're like, here's our next gen trailer. Every shot's 30 frames per second except for one shot where they froze all of the action and moved the camera at 60 frames per second. This shot is 4 seconds long. I'm like, what?
This is weird.
What part of
It's
this was
weird
next
'cause
gen?
the PS4 version had an unlocked frame rate, so I don't know why they didn't just like...
This trailer, I was just like, okay, impress me. I might check you out. You're probably pretty cheap to buy right now. Which part of this is, am I impressed? Where's the next?
Yeah, they didn't even try and do like a split screen. Here's next gen, here's regular. It's just like a 1 minute trailer that tells you nothing.
It's like if you saw a giant billboard that's like, this is how this image looks using this technology. And you're like, I need a reference. I'm just looking at a picture now. What am I supposed to be?
You know, you shouldn't be shocked. Every attempt to advertise the Avengers has been bad.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
This is once again on par. However, this upcoming Hawkeye thing seems to have a dog with an eye patch, so I don't know. It seems pretty good to me.
At least we didn't have any segments in the next gen trailer where they were just like talking to George Bailey, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a 16-year-old fan of the Avengers."
I'm gonna die. What the fuck is this news coming up?
I don't know.
Oh, so apparently Bang on Balls, a 3D collectathon platformer,
Wait, what?
is entering early access on Steam March 3rd. It is based on the fucking Polandball comics, old ass webcomics that anybody could make that was starring the nations of the world, but as balls that say things to each other. Here's an example of one I'm posting it in the Discord.
Wait, what?
What?
It's based on that?
What?
It's based on that?
Yeah, do you want to look? I'll link the Steam page. You can look at it.
I'm watching the trailer and having a seizure. What the hell?
Oh my god. Is this like proto Hetalia?
I think actually Hetalia was first, but it's definitely the same sort of thing. Yes.
Oh, okay.
What the heck is this gameplay?
I can't believe this.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the most insane story
See,
of the week.
This is funny. This is the exact type of game I think of when I say Unreal Engine 4 is really going to open the doors to some weird middle rent game.
Yes.
I'm tempted to buy it.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I have a G-Sync monitor. Who fucking cares? Maybe. Sure, why not? I don't fucking... Now that PC games don't annoy the piss out of me by not being able to lock 60 no matter what you do unless you add a shit ton of latency. Yeah, that sure. Why not? 12 days from now? Maybe. Early access. It's one room.
Yeah. Now I'm checking right now if they have ever made anything else.
They don't have their studios called Exit Plan Games.
Not suspicious
They
at
have a
all.
website.
No, not
Will it load?
at all. They don't have a price on this, and it comes out in 12 days.
Yeah, I don't think. I think because it's early access, you can't pre-order it. I think that might be how that works.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to put up a price until it's actually out for early access.
Oh, cool. My 1080 Ti totally meets the recommended 1060 card. So that's good. I could run this game.
Well, they put their name, they put the names of the founders up there and have pictures of their studio, so it'll be easy to track them down if this is some scam somehow.
I don't know. Those could be pictures of these humans do not exist.
True. See, this whole time, I read your headline for the past couple days whenever I come in here, and I'm like, maybe Polandball is just a sport over there because I can't think of the last time I've thought of Poland. So who knows what they're doing over there?
I had the same thought,
Yeah, I assumed Polandball was a weird sport I just knew nothing about because I'm American. And then you're like, it's that webcomic you know of, Dan. And I went, no, hell no. You take that back.
It's a Bob and George game?
Yeah, basically.
Polandball has ever made me laugh.
Sometimes you laugh at how sad the author is of Bob and George.
That's true. I laughed when he was like, yeah, I decided the author character bottoms out into roll all the time.
My true hero was Joss Whedon.
Yep.
I wonder if he still thinks that now that everybody's like, yeah, Joss Whedon is a rapist.
Well, here's the thing.
Allegedly.
Good luck getting him to admit whether or not he still does. Anyways,
I think he's like a high school teacher. I don't think he's approached the internet in a decade.
That's smart. KZ, take us through the Silent Hill news of the week.
All right, we got our news of the week for Silent Hill. Now, for the past couple of months, people have been noticing some stuff with Bloober Team. They're the ones behind The Medium, and how they may in fact be working on a Silent Hill game. And then videos came out that went, yeah, they're probably making one of those. Because they said they're working on another horror title, and they have been for over a year with a very famous publisher. The composer for Silent Hill, Yamaoka, worked on The Medium and signed on to do 2 games. So that also led to that. They're hiring for a combat designer for the first time. They're clearly just doing Silent Hill.
Bloober Team tricked Microsoft into funding a smaller game with them so they could use that to get the tech up and running for the actual game.
God.
I also like their statements coming out. The Medium uses that dual world thing where they show up both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
which is a nightmare for people playing it on PC, apparently.
Yes, as it turns out, rendering two different perspectives simultaneously in high fidelity is a nightmare.
Two things that I think are really funny and kind of makes these guys look like idiots. Number one, they patented that.
I thought there was some PS2 game that did this before.
Yes, countless games have done this before. This patent should be thrown out.
Yeah.
And number two, they said they're not going to do it again. They're just not going to use that.
Well, yeah,
method.
because it runs like shit on PC.
Why?
I just think it's funny where it's like, yeah, we're going to lock this up and throw it away.
That's
Roll
I
it up
hate
on a
that.
carpet and throw it off a bridge.
so much. That's
Yeah.
so bad.
Mm-hmm. Going off the stuff that we've been hearing it for about a year now, the Konami was apparently just going to be letting people pitch Silent Hill stuff where there was potentially going to be more than one. VGC, Video Games Chronicle, said that there is a prominent Japanese developer doing a Silent Hill game as well that's going to be revealed this summer.
I think it's so bizarre that they would let it this weird renaissance happen with just Silent Hill. You'd think they'd be trying to farm out many of their titles like Metal Gear and get those made.
Maybe.
Not just multiple Silent
they
Hills.
also farmed out. They've done this before, where they had multiple Silent Hills from different places.
Yeah, no,
coming out.
for some reason they keep they treat Silent Hills so strangely. Like there's a Way Forward Silent Hill that was happening at the same time as other more regular Silent Hills.
Yeah, Double Helix Silent Hill was
Yeah.
happening at the same
There
time.
was
yeah.
there was the Silent Hill month, wasn't there, where it was like
There was.
a Silent Hill thing came out every week, and that's part of what killed the series because they all failed.
Oh yeah, they were all bad because they had Book of Memories, which I think was the Way Forward
Vita
one,
game, yeah.
where it's
Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
the Vita isometric game. There was the Silent Hill HD collection, the worst remaster ever made,
Yep.
and Silent Hill Downpour, which was just a bad AAA Silent Hill game.
Oh yeah, now we're getting all the crossover Silent Hill with those various multiplayer online games.
Yeah,
It's so
they're
bizarre that they're just like Silent Hills are golden goose. We're gonna keep putting it everywhere.
Silent Hill's something we can let other people touch. Castlevania, though. That's
Oh, actually,
I
there
guess
was stuff that came out from VGC today where they're like, we've appended our story to also say that they're also trying to farm out and outsource Castlevania and Metal Gear stuff now.
smart. They should absolutely get some shit made in those fucking franchises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Castlevania's smart. I don't think any kind of Metal Gear thing will work out unless it's for Vengeance 2.
I am willing to put money on, if the right people handle it, a new Metal Gear Solid could actually go really well. And who says it needs to be new? They could remaster one. They could cut their teeth
true.
on trying to make a Fox engine tier Metal Gear Solid 1. Of course, they're not going to use the fucking Fox engine.
Finally, you
Don't
can
they,
get
don't
the
they
Fox
use it for
engine
PES?
I
Twin
think they-
Snakes remake.
think they may have even stopped using it for PES, but I don't know. Either way, that was the only game that did that. And if they
did, I think they did stop and
Yeah.
said they were going to Unreal.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Why the fuck would you outsource your game and then force them to make something on your internal engine you made for one game and then tried to use for others to break even? Like, yeah. So they would use Unreal Engine for that.
Unless they were
I
going
did
somewhere
like-
that literally had Fox engine engineers, which I doubt.
No, yeah, that's fucking what, Namco?
Yeah, I don't know.
Namco presents Metal Gear Solid 1, handled by the Tales of team.
I'm looking forward to whatever the Japanese Silent Hill thing is, because I watched the video of these people that compiled all of the stuff saying Bloober Team's making and going, yeah, we played all their games. They're all terrible. They're all terrible, and just they've copy pasted stuff from other successful games badly.
Yeah, I saw tons of bad reviews for the Medium, and that had all the hype that they've ever seen behind that.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
they got the largest
God.
buff possible.
Yeah.
What?
Isn't Observer like just straight up a fucking copy of Outlast?
Mm,
I mean, it sounds like it.
I don't know. I think there was the video I watched was just like they made Layers of Fear that just
Yep, they
shamelessly
sure did.
rips off everything that has to do with PT, but every aspect of it is worse.
Oh my
God, there was a Layers of Fear too.
This is a nightmare, but my official stance is I would rather people try to make things with the thing than just let it die.
Oh yeah,
permanently. And since Castlevania's already fucked Crater in the ground, good luck fucking it up more. You can't top Lords of Shadow 2 easily. That is a very specific craftsmanship.
And if you try, it'll at least be funny.
What you got to do is you got to hack using Blood Pipe Dream.
That's the first-person shooter.
Sure, do it. Fuck you. I'll buy it, and I'll just call it dog shit. You didn't win. I won.
Look, make it a first person shooter, but just make the weapons like Painkiller, where you have the stake gun that pins enemies to walls. Except it wouldn't be that cool. It would just be like a bad military shooter.
They just make a boomer shooter and get the guy who voiced the main character from Blood to fucking voice people or something. That would be hilarious.
He's like the banished Belmont because he uses guns.
Yeah, see, this is already better than nothing.
Blow it out your ass, Dracula.
And he then he shoots Dracula with the super shotgun.
And he shoots him in the dick.
It's very zany.
Someone called Dave Oshry.
So we got that Nintendo Direct.
We have oodles of things. I didn't put everything in here because
I saw you left off some key things, so I filled them in.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, I let you know if you have anything you needed. Go ahead.
And Bob certainly delivered. This.
Oh my God, he did. Oh my God.
So here we go.
Right.
We're gonna bust through these pretty fast.
Yeah. First up, we got the Smash thing. Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 will be coming as They're just coming in March. That they call them Fighter 79 and 80, which I think is funny. They can transform into each other though.
They really gave them two numbers?
Yeah, that's weird.
They list them as two numbers, but they're only taking up one slot of the DLC.
And that's fucking weird.
Sakurai's insane. Okay, his way of numbering shit is crazy.
How many more numbers?
Here are the Echo Fighters, but Dr. Mario's not an Echo Fighter.
How many more
he's
slots?
grandfathered in.
How many more DLC characters are there? 2? I think he just wanted to end on a square number. That's all I'm getting. 82. There, done.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't really get a feel for the moveset out of this trailer. I can't imagine how I play this character yet.
Yeah, I imagine next month we'll see like a full direct thing from Sakurai.
Sakurai using both his hands with two controllers, playing as both of them.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hello there. I was just gaming on my 2 OLED televisions.
Not that again. He went back to the studio, if you'll remember.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I know, but this is just really funny.
But that was really funny when we realized he's just you, only Japanese.
It's so good.
We need more of Sakurai at home. I'm sad.
He's like,
yeah,
I was put in the hospital, unfortunately, because I ran out of blood. You see these dark rituals to keep going. It drains me. I'm like, you're doing what? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I like Xenoblade 2 quite a bit. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed play. I went through that twice because they had a New Game Plus thing for that.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Did you ever go through that DLC campaign they sold separately?
I did, and that was even better.
Is that DLC chronologically after the main game, or is it some weird?
No, it's backstory stuff.
Okay.
It's like here are these characters that are side characters or like antagonists, and it's like here's the lore behind them, and it's like a 20-hour bonus game.
I really appreciated the part in the Smash trailer where, Shulk's like, I didn't think I'd run into you guys again. And I'm like, I didn't think you would either based on art styles.
Yeah, I figured you were a different universe. That's weird.
No.
Yeah, I know. That's the part that's hilarious. I was like, this makes sense. It's called 2.
That entire scene is basing it off the continuity of the DLC pack they did for Xenoblade 2, where they pop in through a portal and they're like, I gotta fight you. If you want us to join you as party members, you gotta beat us in a fight. And in the Smash story, he's like, now that you're in Smash, I'll stop holding back.
It's real. I do think it has the same energy as like during the Geralt trailer for Soul Calibur, where it's just him going, "This is why I hate portals."
Yes. I just liked it because his face wouldn't move in the trailer, and that was really funny.
Yeah, can you? They should have ended that with like a light flashing over him, and now he has a good model.
That'd be great. That'd make this character worth it. Make Shulk look like a real character.
Yeah, it would be great if Shulk could become a real boy.
Yes, instead of a puppet man.
The character is worth it for the music, because all the music in Xenoblade 2 is great. I hope they include stuff from both versions of that, because they had the composer for Chrono Trigger did a lot of stuff in that, alongside Ace that did a lot of the big rock tracks. So I hope they go ham on that, because they only have like 2 tracks from this game in the base game right now. Rex is still a Mii fighter, and it's really funny.
It is really funny.
It's okay. He shows up for a taunt and a final smash. It's fine.
It's okay. He's just the worst design they've ever put in one of these games.
It really is. The funniest part about Xenoblade 2 is his outfit's so bad with exposed thighs for some reason, and then he gets a new outfit later that's supposed to be cool, but also has exposed thighs for no reason.
Well, that's equality, you know?
The last character of the expansion pack will just be Bennett from Genshin Impact, who has the same design, basically.
Oh my
Bennett-
god.
Let me look this up.
No.
No, okay, next up, Hell, the early access version, is coming to the Switch this summer.
That shit.
Bennett's better.
That shift. No, god damn it.
It is better, but it still has the same energy.
Yes, it has the same energy, but it's like a better version.
Yeah, we were laughing during the Nintendo Direct that they announced the early access version of Hell for the Switch, and we were like, haha, isn't it funny that one site tried to say it was coming to Xbox, and they're like, no, it's not. And then after that Direct, they're like, it's also coming to Xbox.
It's just not, but
Yeah.
for that moment, it was funny.
Yeah. I cannot imagine a place worse than Fall Guys on the Switch.
Yeah, no, Egg Scramble on the Switch is a nightmare.
PS4 vanilla Fall Guys was rough enough. Like,
If they put Mario costumes in there, they're going to make $45 million.
oh, that's correct, yeah.
I am excited for John Linneman to examine Fall Guys on Switch.
And as you can see from the latest analysis, I'm in hell.
I seem to be somewhere around Cocytus. Thankfully, that
here's
is the deepest level.
Richard has sealed me here using unholy magic. I believe he got such magic from the new Logitech mouse.
But for ultimate gaming performance.
But it's blood, but it stars John Linneman.
Okay, you know what? I want Duke Nukem, but it stars John Linneman. Because him doing a Duke smile with shades on would kill me. That would be great.
He just hears this part and blacks out.
Oh, those aliens blew up my car.
Oh, that's not good. Well, it's time to get even.
Famicom Detective Club.
Yes, that's a game.
It's coming out May 4th. It's coming out May 14th. There are 2 of these. They have a weird pricing scheme, just like the Bayonetta things, where you get a discount on the other one if you buy one of them, because Nintendo's crazy.
Yeah, they got some brain problems.
Like, why would you ever... Like, why would someone buy 2 without 1?
It's like, well, because they're wholly separate stories.
Yes, but it seems like they're chronological. Even.
I don't know that that's the case, but it might be.
It's
But yeah, look, it took you 30 years to bring this game to the States. Could you try to not, I don't know, trick people at the checkout counter?
Yeah, right?
No.
You just keep it simple, motherfuckers. But yeah, for anyone who didn't know, Famicom Detective Club was a Famicom disk system game. It is no joke. One of the things I was looking forward to playing on our Famicom disk system that we bought with the emulator stick we got for it to play disk system images, and then the Mr. console happened, so I didn't need that anyways. But it's still really neat. One of the things I'm a little sad about with this version is that it doesn't have the 80s anime aesthetic at all anymore, and kind of just doesn't look like the art style's not that amazing.
It looks like an Otome game now. Like it has the exact same shading every Otome game has.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like on the cheaper end of Otome games, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
The things kind of move a little bit.
They need a button to go
the
back to
moving
original
is-
graphics.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
They-
moving
that
is
would be-
strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I liked the style of the original NES or Famicom version a lot more. So it's a little.
If I
sad.
saw it, I'd probably agree with you. Where it's like, oh yeah, this has a distinct style of that.
I mean,
of that era.
At very least, it looks exactly like that era, exactly what you expect. I'm trying to find some good images, but me just searching this is now bringing up shitloads of the new thing, not as much of the old.
Yeah, I'm just imagining 80s anime and going, yeah, it probably looks like that.
Some of the better pictures are unfortunately really low res. But hey, we finally get a game to associate with the trophy in Smash Melee.
God.
Because I saw that back in 2001. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. You know, you don't expect
that's pretty
Nintendo
cool.
to make detective games, and then they never brought it over. That's a shame.
Oh, I remember that trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Once you see the trophy, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Fuck.
Why is now Yumi Tachibana playable in the new game or new Smash?
I don't know.
Shh, there's 2 slots left.
Maybe that's
We
why
were
they're
going to
bringing
get
it up.
Crash Bandicoot, but a Yumi was more appealing to Sakurai.
We let Sakurai get one more pick, and he chose this. We're never letting him pick again.
She can't even fight. He gave her no moves.
None. Not one. Her B move set just asks inquisitive questions.
This is why the season pass has one more character than last time.
Ah, man. Anyway, what's the next thing?
Samurai Warriors 5. It's coming this summer. You can go ahead and buy it on something that is not this system.
Thank God.
That's cool.
Samurai Warriors 3 was locked to the Wii. I will never forgive them.
I hope this one's good then, so you can't go, oh, this sucks. I wish I could play 3.
I actually have never played a Samurai Warriors or Dynasty Warriors game. I've only played the spinoffs.
So Samurai Warriors 4, if I remember correctly, Bob, that runs pretty well on the PS4 and probably Lock 60 on the PS5, right?
Yes, that one's the one that actually like locks and feels really good on PS5.
Yeah, that's maybe the most impressive Musou game. That isn't, cross some other brand.
Right.
It's good that this is coming to other things. But yeah, there's a pretty big art style shift, like character design wise, right?
Yeah, it looks like they're completely doing new designs for all the main characters. Like we saw Nobunaga and Mitsuhide, and they look completely different. I'm not sure if this is going for them younger, because they're like rivals in this.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough about history to know if they did that before the big turn where Mitsuhide tries to kill Nobunaga and does kill him right then. And if they're doing alternate history where he survives, or is just their meeting.
Yeah.
And I think they also showed Nobunaga's wife, who also looks very different. So I'm excited because those were like a lot of the characters got new, better designs as the series went on, and those guys were really stuck. And this is how they looked on the PS2.
Right.
Like Mitsuhide looked really bad.
Yeah. The Samurai Warriors series started pretty weird. Like we have some interesting ideas for how to be different from Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, this is unique.
Right? Like you added base infiltration. Okay.
Oh, one character has a double jump and that lets him go through the environment differently. That's neat, I guess, for right now as him, but it's gonna piss me off as someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, as the series went, it got a lot more solid. The fact Samurai Warriors 4 is one of the most recommendable ones is interesting.
They really need to dub this because none of the Samurai Warriors since like I think 1 have been dubbed. It's really sad.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention Famicom Detective Club doesn't have a dub.
Yeah, that doesn't have a dub either.
Yeah, it's $35 fucking dollars. Whatever.
I'm still choosing to hope they'll announce it is later because it's not for 3 months.
I hope so. They'll get tons of positive press from me at very least if they fucking put in a dub. But anyway. They did the thing I told Vox would absolutely happen. Legend of Mana remaster.
Yes.
It
looks nice.
Fuck, I
can't believe it's this year.
They could have started that fucking trailer with Tracer being in Smash, and Legend of Mana Remastered would have brought me back up.
Oh man, Tracer and Smash would have been great.
No.
There's still a chance.
Hell.
No, I'm with Bob on this one. I'm like, I guess that would be interesting. The moveset's interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd uninstall the game.
But yeah, that Legend of Mana remaster using the Saga sort of remaster style with the Saga Frontier stuff. It's interesting. They're doing like an upscaling on the background that seems maybe AI driven. I don't like how it looks on the portrait stuff, but the background's okay.
Maybe they just fucking like had the art, because it must have existed in some higher fidelity at some point.
That doesn't look. No, it looks.
Yeah, I guess
it looks
not.
upscaled, but
The only thing that I think really looks where it has even like the hint of the stink that it normally has
okay.
is the fancy text on the world map where it says what day of the week it is. By the way, Legend of Mana has a fucking date system that matters.
It sure does.
Cool.
It is cool.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I don't know why. I'm just like, it is cool.
As a Mana fan, I'm always thrilled for more people to get access to Mana games because, man, it sucked for a while there.
Yeah, and it's gonna have like redone music, and it was already a Yoko Shimomura track.
Mhm.
So I wonder if it'll have online, because Legend of Mana had that insane 2-player mode where you knock on the house in the first town, and if your friend has their memory card in slot 2, it just pulls their character out for co-op.
Yeah, and then you accidentally save over your brother's file. It's very cool.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
we got a megaton right here. We got the big boy. It is, of course, Mario Golf Super Rush. It's coming June 25th.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest announcement here.
Let me look at this. Bad Star Wars, Ninja Gaiden. Yes.
I mean, there was the thing the direct ended with.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. But still.
Yeah.
But still, we've been waiting 22
It's the
years.
biggest thing coming out this year.
We've been waiting 22 years for these motherfuckers to put an RPG mode in the console fucking Mario Golfs, and we finally got it. And this looks like a substantial step up in general from every other Mario Golf. Last Mario Golf wasn't even a Wii U game like the fucking tennis series got. It was a 3DS game, which I bought. Even though it's like, I hate the 3DS, and this is so late in the 3DS's life, but whatever. This looks incredible.
Yeah, it's very exciting to see that they all have golf outfits now, too. I love that.
Bowser's is wonderful.
Yes.
They have that new mode, Speed Golf, where everyone plays at the same time.
Yeah, and you putt, and then you run like hell.
I wonder if that's like, it doesn't matter like how high your number is. It's just who gets it first, which I think is the idea.
Yeah, maybe each time you go over, they just add more to your time, like time penalties or something. You can see them doing something like that, where it's like, you finished in a minute and a half, but you're +6, so we're adding 25 seconds to this.
Maybe.
That's cool. Yeah, no, that mode looks really great, and the different camera angling stuff they added also looks great. Very excited for this.
I'm all about this. I'm so glad they're doing
There's
this.
kind of a void of no fun golf games when Mario Golf isn't around and Hot Shots Golf is in its weird cave, where it's like we made a weird multiplayer focus thing. Bye now.
It was really weird that the demo for that was the multiplayer focus thing, because the rest of the game's the normal Hot Shots, and I would have fucking bought it at launch if they didn't scare me to think it was a game as a service. Those fucking idiots. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's why anytime you talked about it, I'm like, maybe I'm just misunderstanding his issues here.
Well, yeah, the demo was just that one mode. And I was like, well, this is kind of depressing. Why have you done this with one of my favorite golf series? What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, shit. This is the Megaton thing, right? We're coming up right here.
Oh, yeah.
Stubs the Zombie and Rebel Without a Pulse. It's coming March 16th.
Mm-hmm.
That was insane. I couldn't believe this showed up in a Nintendo Direct. Who cares? Why?
It's important.
Is it?
It's really not.
I feel like it's probably not.
Okay, we can move on.
This is... It's less important than that Martian game. What? Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, Destroy All Humans is way more important than Stubs the Zombie.
I mean, of course, I've never heard of this until then. I almost thought it was a grab by the Ghoulies thing, because I didn't know a grab by the
it
Ghoulies
is also
like
Xbox
It lives
exclusive.
in the same spot in my head.
But yeah, Stubs the Zombie, I'm pretty sure, was an Xbox exclusive game, so it lives in the same
it's
pit.
on the Halo engine.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But this make like this is Aspire Media, which is now
Aspire.
which is Aspire Media, which is now
It's fine. I called them Asper last week.
which is now Embracer Group, which is THQ Nordic and Deep Silver and all them. So it's just every game we own, put it out, wring every drop of money out of everything.
So yeah, he made
Drip.
He was a designer on Halo Combat, the main guy. He was a designer on Halo Combat Evolved, and then just left to make his own studio to make Stubs the Zombie on the same engine.
That's insane.
Ooh, hell
That
yeah.
is completely insane.
What an upgrade. No More Heroes 3 got shown, and it also got dated August 27th.
I was
That looks hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to see the back to really bad looking mini games between missions.
That is the
That's what-
essence of No More
That's
Heroes.
what you want, I guess.
Yeah,
That is the essence
It
of
is
No
what
More
you want.
Heroes, whether or not we like it.
It was really, they were really bad in 2 because instead of being dumb, horrible mini games, they were dumb, horrible 8-bit mini games, except for the one where you have to catch scorpions, which Suda liked so much he kept it normal.
I don't even know what this one is. I don't remember this.
Oh, okay. Neon White was announced coming this winter. This was Steve Blum with card first-person shooter stuff.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
terrible
it was-
name.
yeah.
if it's even actually a first-person shooter and not like a combo type thing, because it looked like there was some element of rhythm and hitting enemies in a line to move.
Oh, like Metal
So
Hellsinger.
I don't know what that is.
How?
What? We've talked about this.
I mean, I
for
know what
hours.
it is, but I don't know how it looks. Because I wasn't
How?
on any of those streams where it kept coming up.
Oh my god, you dodged this bullet. That's a first-person shooter where you time your shots with the music to get extra damage.
I hear that
And the
it
game
may
plays
play
itself.
differently if you're good at video games.
Jury's still out on that, Dan.
Yeah. This seemed neat. It seemed interesting. I'm all for Bloom being and stuff. Pro Bloom. That's my status.
The
That's my-
designs were really good. The character designs.
yeah. But yeah, it's apparently coming out all the way in winter. So
Yeah, I'm curious as how this plays. Yeah, I don't know.
next news, big news, Miitopia coming out May 21st and I'm just going to read what's written here. Any sucker with too much money.
Yeah, sometimes I wake up out of my fugue state writing these and just go, yeah, shoot them. $50.
So here's the thing. I don't think that's a good price for most people. I don't think that's a good price for anyone, really. But I would have a lot of fun doing a stream where we just set up the crew. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll put up a stream goal for it at some point.
Yeah, I was unlocked. I was like, wasn't that I found out this was actually Find Me is what I was thinking about, where it was just free on the 3DS. It's like, how are they charging $50 for a free game?
That would be the next evolution of Nintendoing.
Yes.
We already talked about Project Triangle Strategy quite a bit.
Yep.
2022, demo available. Yep. Now, I saw a conversation on Twitter, KZ. I saw a conversation on Twitter where you brought this up and I had a stroke. They showed a Star Wars game with lightsabers in it.
Yeah, Star Wars
Maybe.
Hunter, a free-to-play competitive arena combat game with no footage or release date.
But it had lightsabers not used by people you could see all that well.
They were in the shadows, in the smoke.
It was being made by a developer I've never seen before, and I saw the Zynga logo at the bottom.
This is probably the most non-trailer a non-trailer has ever been. They put up smoke
Honestly,
everywhere, so you couldn't even see what vague implications of game might be there.
Yeah, this was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because people saw that certain things were getting like rated and stuff, like Star Wars Republic Commando. So people were thinking, hey, maybe they're going to announce that at the Direct, like old Star Wars games. Instead, it was nothing.
How does it? Okay, Republic Commando, I think, came out on the PS4 back compat for PS2. I could be wrong.
I don't think so.
Did it?
I feel like we played the PC one when we did our giving games a chance.
Oh, you're right.
And I think that it only otherwise it just came to Xbox original.
Look, all I'm saying is, okay, hear me out.
Mhm.
Where's Star Wars Obi-Wan?
I don't know.
I don't want to hook up my Xbox.
Yeah, I want to play that awful game.
What about Jedi Power Battles?
What about Jedi Power Battles? Where's that? Huh? I don't want to
Well,
hook up my.
they announced Obi-Wan in this direct. That's they announced that a game now has an identical control scheme to Star Wars Obi-Wan.
Oh my god.
Oh.
He's totally
we're
right.
getting there.
He's totally right.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we'll make it.
Okay,
eventually.
what's this next
Okay.
thing?
Knockout City announced this coming May 21st. I've already forgotten. Feel, what is it?
I think it is dodgeball. I think.
Okay, yeah.
Because they have
Yeah.
the ball and they throw it at each other.
So that was
Yeah,
the game where they just showed
bad
video
app.
game archetypes sitting on a couch talking about playing this great game.
already saw fan art of the pixelated princess.
Of the manic pixel girl, where
Yes.
the person who wrote this ad jacked off over how smart they were making that character.
Yes, I've seen her all over Twitter for the past day, where everyone's like, "This game looks like shit. Why didn't they do anything with this pixel girl?"
So I'm gonna go ahead and normally I'm a pro art, pro whatever. Fuck that. What, seriously? Get some fucking taste.
yeah, dude.
Anyway,
Yes, it'd be like that. World's End Club. It's coming May 28th. This is that Danganronpa Zero Escape thing.
yes, with
yeah,
the
it's by the authors of those two games, and it has art by the same person who did the character designs for Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield.
yeah, they did that one organization in Sun and Moon, and then they did Swish characters, as I understand it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
It was on Apple Arcade before this, so this is like the first time an actual human being can experience it.
Man, I have Apple Arcade. I can go download that now.
oh, that's great. Look,
It might you might only be able to play the first half.
I won't do that.
Because I remember it was coming out in halves.
That's not great.
Oh, good. Just like how Shantae came out in pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in pieces.
It's almost like they were using the App Store for both of them as a way to get more money while they put it on real things.
What?
That makes-
It's almost like Shantae and the Seven Sirens was just a filler game that literally has like filler-esque anime plots, like a diary that you don't get to read, despite the diary being incredibly important to the game's story.
Yep.
Man, that was a lot. Yeah, it makes sense if they wanted to get as much money as they can, because this is like they made a new studio to start doing stuff. So
That's cool.
not too shocked. They're like, we're hard up. Need to do what we can.
Yeah. This game looks neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. This has 3 Ninja Gaiden games I've never played. They can join the list of other Ninja Gaiden games I haven't played, which is all of them.
Very excited that this is coming to other platforms other than Switch.
I don't know. That Switch trailer looked really good. I think you were too harsh on 15 frames a second at 480p.
I was more floored by the
120
potato
FPS
image.
mode, please.
120 FPS mode would be great. Is this confirmed for PS5 or is it PS4?
PS4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's tragic.
The only trailer they put up, other than the one for the Switch, is just a generic one that's at 30. So I'm
Yeah.
like, please,
But-
please give me a 4K, not 1080p 30.
No.
Just shake your head back and forth really fast and pretend it's 60 frames.
Please retune the final boss fight of Ninja Gaiden 3 so I can actually beat it.
Please add blood to Ninja Gaiden 2 just to make people happy.
Gooey.
I don't know that I have any requests of the Ninja Gaiden franchise other than sell one separately from the other two so you don't trick me.
No, sorry.
Do you think there's a price on this?
Two's fine.
2 is not fun. I played enough to.
I assume it'll be $60.
I played enough of 2 for my entire life. I'm okay with playing 3. 2.
I assume it's just going to be $60.
I don't know. You know,
Although it is Koei Tecmo.
Yeah, other
and those
companies-
Atelier collections are $80 or $90.
I mean, other companies often do collections of old games at decent prices. Not
Right.
everyone's Nintendo.
yeah, that's like it's not expected to be full price just because it's.
The youngest game in this collection is 9 years old. The oldest game in this collection is 16 years old.
Still, it's 3 games, so I assume it's going to be $60. I assume it's $20 each. But that's how our brain works.
Oh, okay, cool.
It doesn't. No one here played
Yeah.
Age of Calamity.
Nope.
That's true.
I own it.
It's good.
Switch Pro.
I'm very excited
I didn't
to play
it, so it basically doesn't exist, just like what they announced DLC. It's nothing.
Bob, you looked up the 2 lines that made my eyes spin. It's all I could get through. in the giant schedule thing they stuck on screen where it was like, if you pre-order by May, in May you get an outfit for Link, and he gets a neat-looking weapon. I don't know. And I'm like, what? Oh, my eyes are spinning. I can't read anymore.
Yeah, the first thing gets Link a new outfit and a new weapon, which at least new weapons that should be like whole new movesets. So that's cool, unless they're just like a new skin for this weapon.
I'm super cynical. Thus, my prediction they would announce a Zelda box, and they wouldn't know what's in the box, but they're going to ship that box to retail called Zelda.
That was still the most fucked up thing. They'll announce a collection, but don't tell you what the games are. And I'm like, God, it's just fucking Konami again. We might have a few other games that are really cool. No, they're just the same ones.
So Saga Frontier Remastered coming April 15th to the Switch.
Also very exciting.
Also coming to other things, I'm pretty sure.
So hey, Square Enix, if you're doing all this, can you fucking announce Star Ocean: The Second Departure or whatever already?
Please,
nope, apparently not.
Why must I suffer? Because
Not
one producer
interested.
made a bad Star Ocean game? Is that why?
Yes, that is.
I already suffered that. Why make me suffer more?
What if you buy our remaster of that bad one that'll come out?
They
We'll
already
just do it
I
again.
don't think
120 frames per second.
God, it's already on the PS4. It doesn't need a new version.
It'll load so fast. You're definitely going to want to play it now.
You keep asking for PS5 versions of things. Well, here you go.
No.
You keep asking for lunch. Here's a turd.
I already bought it. I don't want to buy it again.
Speaking of new versions of things that I've seen some people just not want, Skyward Sword HD was announced for July 16th, where you can play it like a real video game. Because you don't have to use motion control.
Yeah, that's good because in my experience as someone who owns 1-2 Switch and quite a few games that use motion controls on the Switch, the Joy-Cons are not as accurate as Wiimote and definitely not as accurate as the Wii Motion Plus. So having a normal control scheme with the stick would be appreciated.
Yeah, that's that's weird because Aonuma said that the superior technology of the Nintendo Switch would allow for better controls than the Wii.
It's really funny too because his phrasing was like, due to the extra processing power of the Switch. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. That was really, it was like, man, you're full of shit.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm skeptical for sure.
It might affect it somehow because I remember if you played Nintendo Land with the Wii Motion Plus, there was a Zelda game. The tracking was really accurate.
Yeah, the Wii Motion Plus stuff,
way more,
like really accurate.
Yeah, but I mean more accurate than on Wii stuff.
Yeah, you
So I guess it could be true in that sense.
no.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's a basic-
Well, I didn't know.
I mean, I'm super skeptical because people don't understand. The Joy-Con doesn't have anything to look at to ground itself in the environment. The Wiimote had the sensor bar. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it still had a thing to ground it in 3D space at all. The Wii Motion Plus added yet more sensitivity to that, making it about as accurate as the what was the name of the Move?
Yeah,
the
Move.
PlayStation Move controller, which is
PlayStation Move.
great. So like,
I need more of what
the
just
Joy-Cons
happened.
just fucking.
I need more of what just happened just now. Where you just had a Patrick Man Ray SpongeBob bit. Like, it does it like this, right? Yeah. So that means it'll work, right? No.
Well, I mean, I fucking don't know. I assumed that made sense to me because I'm like, oh, the more powerful thing it worked better on.
Yes,
I guess that works somehow.
and that can make sense, but the Joy-Con tracking is just not as good as other things that use camera solutions.
I just
See, but in my head, it was like, okay, it's weaker, but it has the Kaioken now. It still works, but it's not as much worse as it would be.
Your analog stick.
God.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never played this Zelda. I was planning on playing this Zelda at some point, possibly on a death stream. Man, doing a death stream with a controller instead of motion control sounds a lot more feasible.
Right.
Also, double the frame rate.
Yes, and that's pretty nice. I did go and check out the separately rendered trailer. 60 frames per second looks really tight.
I don't like that weird dude with his tongue.
You're gonna get a lot of him in that game. I'm sorry.
He is the main villain.
Oh God.
Yeah, I thought you knew. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first game in the timeline, KZ.
Okay, I did know that.
That's important. You know what else is important?
The thing that made my stream sound like a background tea kettle. We had Splatoon 3 announced for next year.
It's very exciting. Tosha's very happy.
Yeah, that looks like a decent... You can tell Splatoon 2 was like something where it was Wii U tech and putting it on the Switch, make a quick turnaround sequel, because this just looks better in like every area where it's like, yeah, now we're putting all of it in here.
So this
going all out.
This confirms something that I had suspected, okay?
Yeah.
Splatoon's the best Nintendo franchise because it's so strong they can release 2 numbered entries on the same fucking system.
That is pretty impressive.
Only it has the power to survive that, evidently.
Where's Mario Kart?
They're like,
There's not even one on this system yet.
they're like, don't worry, Splatoon 3 is not the only direct sequel you'll get. And Bob's like, oh, good, Mario Kart. They're like, Luigi's Mansion 4, fuck you.
Oh my God! As I bleed out.
That's good. That's gonna get made probably. I think Luigi's Mansion 3 sold something like 8 million copies.
God, fuck that.
And then the final Smash character is a fucking Boo.
God.
Could you imagine?
Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of the most popular games on the Switch, having sold 7.83 million units as of November 2020.
We don't
Can't
make you
beat
buy.
Animal Crossing's 85 million.
We don't make you buy the. Oh my God, the flower, the piranha plant.
Yeah.
We don't make you buy him, but you have to buy the Boo.
Which is fucked up. That piranha plant is dope, and you can clearly tell that's Sakurai's obscure, just random bullshit pick. But he didn't finish it in time. This is my Game and Watch for this game.
But we found out that for Splatoon 3, the hairstyles are no longer locked to the gender, so that's cool.
That's great.
They did not give guys
Thank
any
God
good
for the
hairstyles.
males.
Yeah. It was like, hey, do you want man bun or man bun? I'm like, fuck you.
Just like going from Splatoon 1 to 2, you get to see how the final Splatfest affected the story. This time, just things are worse than usual.
Yeah, it's a bit chaotic.
Because chaos and order were the final Splatfest things. Compared to
Yeah,
the last one of one, which was, which of these hosts do you like? Oh, this one won? Well, the other one's just going to be gone, and they're going to make the story mode based around that.
Yep. Pretty good.
apparently because Chaos won, they're just moving inland now. We started a new city in the middle of the wasteland continent.
You know, the one with the Eiffel Tower upside down.
Yes.
And then people looked at like a 2-year-old tweet or like a 3-year-old tweet that was like, Callie and Marie made it to Paris and it looked normal, and people were like, oh God. And it was like official art.
That's great.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I hope there's like a really solid first or single player mode this time.
Oh yeah, me too. They did that expansion thing, if you recall.
Yeah, the expansions thing was supposedly really neat.
Yeah, it looked cool as hell. It looked better than the normal campaign, which, you know, was better than 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed Splatoon 2's story mode. I didn't do the Octo expansion though.
Yeah, I heard the Octo expansion was great. And it did seem really neat.
The opening of the preview definitely has the energy that there's going to be like some single player element, because otherwise it would be very out of place otherwise.
I mean, it's tradition where there's like they keep pushing it more of doing more story stuff. Because like I've seen footage of the Octo expansion, it looks like it goes harder. Whereas I think Splatoon 2's final boss was the same as the first one, or like they reused a lot of stuff because they needed to get that out soon.
Yeah, man. They really better have better netcode.
Yeah, that would be great. Just raise your tick rates, asshole.
Times.
Like, fucking
Tick rate's
come
like
on.
5 or something now.
If I remember, it was like 13 or 12. It's like, what?
How about 15?
How does this game continue to exist in this unhuman state? Like, what is this?
I'm excited as they go splat and I laugh.
Well, thank you, KZ, for your analysis. Well, that's the news for today. KZ, what do you have going on for the next week?
Well, I have to edit a podcast that will be over 3 hours long. Following that up, I'm going to die this weekend, partly self-inflicted with you. That's all I can think about, so that's it.
Okay. On the Gigaboots channel, we got Analog Gaming coming out for Rondo of Blood, which is fucking dope.
Oh my god.
It's gonna look nice.
You're gonna do an item crash and I'm gonna come.
We do another episode of We Share Your Dreams, of course. That's always interesting. And we're going to give games a chance for the PSP Ghosts and Goblins game, which I never owned. I think Aggro owned it. I never got to check it out. That thing's really interesting. It's got like equipment. But yeah, that stuff's pretty exciting. I have no idea what's happening next Friday. I'm just trying to survive the Gex-pocalypse.
Same.
It's a Gexageddon, Dan.
Oh, sorry. Phil, what do you have going on in the next week?
Hopefully in the next week, we'll finish Dragon Age Inquisition, finally putting the entire Dragon Age franchise into a casket.
Finally.
Get the SpongeBob image, get in.
At least until that next game comes out, which still not real yet. We still haven't seen a gameplay trailer.
That's the best and healthiest way to manage that. Yeah. It's not real yet. That way you can't get upset.
Hey, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic until they give me a reason not to be.
I have to believe more in EA making a game than I can in Microsoft.
That's not a high bar.
No.
I will say Dragon Age 4 and Mass Effect 4 will be good until EA announces that they're going to take people off that team to try and fix Anthem. Then they'll be like, oh, it's all dead. It's all dead.
So what's the next game franchise you're tackling? Is it Assassin's Creed? You're just going to play it through every Assassin's Creed game?
God, no.
That'd be so good.
No, it wouldn't.
I'm starting with
Yeah,
Liberation.
it's like I have the Kingdom Hearts marathon with its intricate story, and then you get the Assassin's Creed one.
The one that's dropped after 5 games, but on the last one has a 3 at the end.
No, it's okay. They've continued it. I looked up stuff. It's really bad.
Oh.
But the next game after Dragon Age is probably going to be Jade Empire, because nobody knows what that is.
See, that's our grab by the Ghoulies for Feel.
I'm very excited.
I am too, genuinely.
I want to see if it is just really racist.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support the GB Podcast Network, head on over to patreon.com/GB Podcast, so that way you can get exclusive behind the scenes on stuff, other content. There's a lot of content. It's basically non-ending avalanche of content. So head on over there, become a $5 backer or a Podlord today.